Welcome to Maverick Stadium in Logan, Utah, where we have an Aggies versus Aggies matchup. It's the home opener for Utah State. They're hosting New Mexico State, and we are broadcasting it exclusively on Facebook, and we are so proud to do that. The atmosphere here is absolutely incredible here at Maverick Stadium. I mean, just look at it. It is awesome, and we are so excited to be bringing to you exclusively on Facebook. I am Kristen Balboni. I'll be your sideline reporter and your social media reporter. I'll be joined by Chris Hassel and Bruce Katkowski up in the booth in just a few minutes. But let me explain to you what's going on. If you've never watched one of our broadcasts on Facebook, I know you Utah State fans are probably familiar. So not only is the atmosphere here incredible, we want the atmosphere to be awesome while you're watching. And here's how you can do that. You can comment throughout the game. You see the comments scrolling below you or beside you. Keep them coming. Let me know where you're watching, who you're watching with, who you're rooting for. I want to read all your comments during the game. We want you to be a part of this conversation. Another way you can be a part of this conversation, and this is really cool, is post to Instagram the same thing, where you're watching. Let me see some of your game day gear maybe. You can use the hashtag NMSTVSUSU. So NMSTVSUSU. If you post about this game with that hashtag, we're going to do our best to get those Instagram pictures on this game, which is absolutely incredible that we hope that you will join us for all of this. Now, as I said, this is the home opener for Utah State, and they are very happy to be home with this incredible atmosphere and these fans after a very tough loss to then 11th ranked Michigan State last week. We all thought that they were going to be able to get it done, but ultimately they ended up falling 38-31. And head coach Matt Wells said there were a lot of positives from that game, but ultimately they got to put it behind them and get ready for this game right here.
Really proud of our players' efforts Friday night. Level of physicality that we played with on both sides of the ball. I thought we played very physical. We played very physical out on the perimeter. Probably one of our better perimeter blocking games that we've had against really good outside backers and safeties. I thought we tackled pretty well in space. Given all that, we didn't find a way to win the game. So that's a very good football team that we played. To me, they'll be a premier Big Ten team and probably compete for that championship. So now a lot of things to take confidence in. There's a lot of things to be proud of, but hopefully that is major motivation for us to continue to prepare at a high level in terms of video, in terms of practice, and motivate us to improve a tremendous amount between week 1 and week 2. I'm looking forward to the game because it's next opportunity. Our guys have to go out and play. This week is all about us. It's what we do and it's how we do it. I expect a sellout. I expect a loud crowd. I think the herd will be in full attendance. It'll be live. It'll be legit loud. And our players are looking forward to playing in front of their students, their hometown, their community, their fans. And, I think they're going to be really looking forward to it.
Now, looking a little bit deeper into that game, as it says right there, the upset that almost was. Jordan Love, quarterback for Utah State, had quite the game. 29 of 44 for 319 yards. Did have 2 interceptions, which we know he wish he could have back. But he said, you know what, it shows we got a good team. We just came up a little short. Now, New Mexico State, on the other hand, is going into this game 0-2. In fact, their last win was in the 2017 Arizona Bowl against this team right here, Utah State, that broke that 57-year streak of no bowl appearances and no bowl wins. So these two teams certainly have a lot of history. And for a little bit more on that, I'm going to send it up to my guy in the booth, Chris Hassel.
Kristen, thank you so much. Utah State's record may say 0-1, but that doesn't even begin to tell the story. They went toe-to-toe and body-to-body with one of the most physical teams in the country last week, nearly pulling off the biggest win in school history.
Everybody's ready to start the college football season. Utah State, they have a very good quarterback coming out to command this offense. Sets to fire on 1st and 10. Intercepted. Gage Ferguson picked it, and Gage Ferguson takes it to the house. And the Aggies are right back in this football game. Love, hands off, touchdown. Swanson. Virtually untouched, 30 all. He's going to do the option again. He pitches. Hayward, wide open. Touchdown, Michigan State. They're back in front. Batted in the air. Intercepted. It came down into the hands of the junior Joe Bocci. And they go crazy in East Lansing.
Guys, I am right in the center of it with head coach Matt Wells. Coach, I know you're so excited to be here at this home atmosphere. Can you tell me what it's like for you and your players to play here?
Yeah, it's big time for us, playing in front of 6,000 students, you know, and a full crowd tonight. And to be able to play in front of your family, your friends, and the students, it'll be loud.
They are certainly fired up. I know you know this New Mexico State team very well, even though they look a little bit different from that bowl game team. What do your guys need to do here to get this win?
We need to win the turnover margin and play great in special teams.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Back here in the booth with Bruce, and he's got a good friend on staff that he was trying to get for a long time in Keith Patterson. Those two coached together at Tulsa, now the defensive coordinator. The timing was right for him to come to Utah State.
It was perfect, and we talked to him the other day. He had me wanting to strap on the pads, okay? This guy doesn't want to motivate. He wants to inspire. He wants to talk to the players' hearts, and that's what Coach Patterson does.
Bruce, you're only a year or two out of the NFL. This crowd, these students, and these coaches getting you ready to suit up almost, it seems like.
Oh, man, I'm ready to go down, run down on kickoff.
Folks, join the conversation on Facebook. No commercials. We'll be here the whole way. Use that hashtag. Send us your questions, your comments, your concerns, your critiques, your pictures, and we'll be responding with you all game long as we get ready to go in this, the 39th meeting all time between the Aggies and the Aggies. New Mexico State, formerly of the Sun Belt, now an independent. Utah State out of the Mountain West, and New Mexico State will receive the opening kickoff. Dominic Eberle to boot. One of the best kickers in the country, but a lot to prove tonight, just to himself, after missing 4 field goals in the bowl loss.
Ben Roethlisberger always wanted to kick off first so he could get the ball at the second half.
Well, that's what Utah State will get, and we are underway. Football in Logan for the first time in 2018. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. And the quarterback for New Mexico State is a JUCO transfer, Matt Romero, and they think that he may have turned the corner last week in the loss to Minnesota. Coach Doug Martin saying he was sharp, but they had 10-plus drop balls.
That's hard for any quarterback, overcoming 10 drop balls. Completion percentage-wise and a lot of first downs they left on the field.
First and 10 right, hash mark 25-yard line. Romero to throw, and he's got a wide open man. That's caught. Bryce Roberts, the tight end, with his first catch of the season. They don't use the tight ends that much.
We love that as a quarterback. Good play action pass. Get us out of the pocket. Romero does a good job hitting his guy in the flat for an easy first down.
See a comment from Josh McNeely already. We'll post some of your comments here on the screen. If you're watching on your mobile device, just slide the comments off if you don't want to see them. That carry by Jason Huntley is good enough for 2 yards. Fua Leilua on the tackle.
Last time Utah State saw that guy, he was returning kickoffs against them in the bowl game.
Seeing them in their nightmares. 100-yard return for a touchdown. That pass is caught by Isaiah Lottie, the redshirt junior from Denver. DJ Williams on the coverage and the tackle, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short. 3rd down and manageable for New Mexico State. Bruce, they started off pretty well against Minnesota last week. They actually had a lead in the second quarter.
And that's what you want to stay in these 3rd down and manageables, because now your playbook is wide open.
Romero in the shotgun, empty backfield. 3 receivers right. He's going to run it. Quarterback draw, he's got the first down to the 48-yard line. Good play call by Doug Martin, who calls his own plays.
Yeah, and you know, Keith Patterson, defense coordinator, was coming after Romero there. No backfield set. He kept the football, called his own number, just enough for a first down. Good play by the young quarterback.
2 first downs already for New Mexico State. Romero looking left, now surveying right, and he'll step up and run it. Slides down right at the line of scrimmage. Teepin the lay-eye was right there and forced him to go down. Remember, when you slide, it's where your knee first hits.
I love how Doug Martin is starting this quarterback and this offense out for New Mexico State. Easy completions for him, get him into a rhythm, let him get hit a little bit by the defense, get into the flow of the game.
Play action, and that was blown up from the get-go. DJ Williams was not fooled.
Cornerback DJ Williams coming off a little corner blitz. Romero had no chance, had to get the ball out of his hands, just get it incomplete, move on to the next play. Good defensive call by Patterson.
And it's 3rd down for New Mexico State, 3rd and 10, 2 minutes into this football game. Man in motion is Lottie. Pressure coming, steps up, throws over the seam. It's caught, but not nearly enough for the first down. That'll bring up a 4th down at about 3.5. The second catch by Bryce Roberts on this drive, and they're sending out the punt team.
Oh man, Coach Martin, I want to see you go for it here. Let's see a little gambling early on in this football game, but I think this is a smart move. Try to pin Utah State and Jordan Love, pin them back in their own side of the field.
Matt Wells told us we are going to be concerned about a fake punt, fake field goal early in this game for New Mexico State. That's not the case here. That one will bound into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Dylan Brown unable to get that inside the 20. And that is where Utah State will start. Savon Scarver just let that one go. Here's Jordan Love, sophomore from Bakersfield, California, but he's actually been in the program almost 3 years. He came in January of 2016.
Yeah, and it shows. You know, he's starting to get comfortable in this offense. Coach Yost, offense coordinator, is starting to put more on his plate. It's cool to see how this young guy's developing.
And he will give right side. That's Gerald Bright for a pickup of 7 yards on first down. Jonathan Hood finally brought him down. This New Mexico State defense, Bruce, ravaged so far this season. They're without 3 linebackers tonight, and that's a first down for Utah State. Keeper from Jordan Love. He'll do that. I mean, he's a big body.
And this is great tempo by this Utah State offense. And tonight, they're going to want to establish the run, because last week they were not able to establish the run. So watch them try to get that going early on in this football game.
Love looking to the sideline. It's one of those offenses that's it's hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and then sometimes hurry up and wait, depending on what he sees. He then looks to the sideline for another call, and Bruce, he has the ability to audible into anything he wants depending on the defense. That pass is caught near side. Ronquavian Tarver for a pickup of close to 5 yards on first down. Bruce, tell us a little bit more about what he can do at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we saw him keep the ball a few snaps ago, called his own number. Right there, he throws a quick hitch. He's looking for the best matchup he can see out on the field, whether it's running the football, throwing the football outside, or calling his own number. He looks down at his wristband. He's going to dial up the play that he wants to run, and Coach Yost is fine with that.
2nd down and 5. It's a handoff again, and it's a first down again. What a run by Gerald Bright. He's only 5'9", but he's a bowling ball running through the New Mexico State defense for a gain of 17.
Well, I'll tell you, Rob Castaneda made a great block on that to spring him forward.
Love has time, has his man, Ronquavian Tarver, inside the 35, and brought down at the 31-yard line, 15 more.
It's hard for any defense to keep up with this kind of tempo. They're running the football, throwing the football, a great mixture so far early in this game.
Three receivers to the right side of the field, none to the near. The running back is Gerald Bright. They will use 3+ running backs: Darwin Thompson, Gerald Bright, and El Toro Allen. Dax Raymond shifting the formation. The tight end now lined up left. And it's a give again, and staying on his feet is Gerald Bright. Great start for the youngster. Shane Jackson on the stop, and they're already ready to go. 2nd down and 5. The snap and the give, and this time nothing doing on that right side of the line. New Mexico State all over that. Roy Lopez swallowed him.
Utah State trusting the offensive line, getting them going early. Offensive linemen love run blocking. They're getting them involved early in this football game.
3rd down and 6. They need to get it just inside the 21-yard line. The running back now is Darwin Thompson. As the play clock ticks down to 10 here. 5.5 minutes gone by, no score. Utah State's opening drive of the game. Love to throw, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Savon Scarver. Looked like a good pass, but good coverage by New Mexico State. They bent, they didn't break, and now it'll be a field goal opportunity.
Good play defensively there. They tried to hit him on a 10-yard in route. Ron LaForce came up, safety, made a good play to shake that ball loose.
45-yard field goal attempt for Dominic Eberle, one of the best kickers in the country, and he shows why. 3-0 Utah State. And down to Kristen Balboni on the sideline.
Yeah, that's right, guys. On Facebook, we don't have commercials. What we do is we just hang out and chat. So I am checking out all of your comments right here in Facebook. I asked you guys earlier to let me know where you're watching, who you're watching from. We got Larry. He's watching from Dallas, Texas. He says, go NMSU Aggies, so making the distinction right there. Barbara is rooting for Gerald. Janelle is chiming in. Perry is rooting for New Mexico State. Tom says he lives in VA, but he is a Utah State grad. So keep those coming throughout here. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk it up on Facebook. So, by the way, our student correspondent, Paige Zamora, went out on campus to get some predictions. And this is what all the students had to say about predictions for this game.
42-6.
I'd say 49-20, Utah State.
34-21.
All right.
Aggies 21, New Mexico 7.
Okay.
48-21.
Utah State, hey, Aggies all the way! Go Aggies, hey, hey, hey!
I absolutely love it. If you guys want to chime in with your predictions for this game, let us know in the Facebook comments. Got some good ones. Karen says she's watching our neighbor from Bakersfield, California, Jordan Love. Andrea's rooting for the Aggies. I don't know which Aggies, but she's rooting for them. We're having a lot of fun. Keep those comments coming, guys. And remember, you can post on Instagram as well using that hashtag NMSTVSUSU. We want to show your pictures on this broadcast.
Kristen, thank you. A nice showing from the herd, they call them, the students here at Utah State. Matt Wells was telling us he expected a lively showing from the students because, and this is a quote, there's not a whole lot to do at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night in Logan, Utah.
Well, this student section's awesome, man. Early on in the football game, before the game started, I was over there checking them out. They were here like 3 hours before the game already getting set up.
Striping the stadium tonight, 3rd straight year.
You know what's interesting on that last drive, Gerald Bright already has more yards in this football game than he did last week. They want to establish this run early.
Had -2 rushing yards last week against that vaunted Michigan State front seven. Eberle to boot it again. First one went through the end zone, and this one does as well. So New Mexico State will get it for a second time tonight. They did pick up 2 first downs on their first drive, but that drive stalled in Utah State territory.
Chris, would you rather return a kickoff or run down on kickoff and make a tackle?
Oh, definitely return it.
You think you have a chance? Would you get it out to the 10-yard line, you think?
Because you have the ability to just run out of bounds.
Or run out of the back of the end
There's
zone.
no way I'm catching anybody if I'm running down on kickoff coverage. Romero to throw, nobody blocked him, and that's a fumble. Utah State's got it. Tipa Nalei was unblocked. He forced the fumble. How in the world does that happen?
Tipa Nalei does a great job coming off the edge. No one even blocked him. Last week, did they not watch the Michigan State football game? Because he was unblockable in that game as well. This is a great start by this defense to get this crowd really involved in the game.
Yeah, he had 2 sacks in that game, also a forced fumble in that one. So Tipa Nalei off to a great start, the redshirt junior from Euless, Texas.
He plays with a different sense of urgency than the guys around him.
TCU transfer. It's Bright again for a couple as we take one more look.
And this was just a mistake by the left tackle. He went down, miscommunication. Romero had no clue. He had no chance. Good job by Utah State defense taking advantage of it.
Quickly again, it's Bright. He has been the featured back so far in this one on the depth chart. Darwin Thompson got most of the carries in the first game, 10 of them. Bright only had 2. It's 3rd down again. Let's see if this New Mexico State defense can hold them to a field goal attempt again. Backed up after the fumble. They'll shift the formation to the right side with Dax Raymond and Aaron Vaughns.
And this is just to get Tarver, I think, one-on-one for an easy completion.
He's near side. Love looking that way, floating, end zone, incomplete. Threw it to the back pylon. It hit his hands, but Tarver unable to pull it in. So it'll be another field goal attempt for Utah State.
A lot of times you shift to get your best receiver one-on-one. That's what they did here, a little slant and go. Back corner of the end zone, just off his fingertips. Good adjustment by Tarver trying to make this play. That is one of the toughest football catches out there. I see Antonio Brown consistently working on it each and every day after practice.
Eberle just made from 44.5. This one from 32. And he's 2 for 2 in the first half of this first quarter. That's got to feel good for the kid who missed 4 field goals in the bowl game. So let's take a look at the last 2 bowl games for New Mexico State. Last year, 26-20 overtime victory over Utah State. Their first bowl victory in 57 years. What a moment for that program, and that is why Coach Martin got the 4-year extension in the offseason. Before that, it was black and white. 57 years prior against Utah State. And they won that one as well. Utah State's owned the regular season battles between these two teams, a 30-8 advantage overall. But in bowl games, New Mexico State's got their number, the 1960 Sun Bowl.
Yeah, and that team was undefeated. New Mexico State, that was the only squad in school history to do that. They held the longest winning streak in the nation at that time with 15 games, Chris. But where's that happen? Last year, first bowl game in 57 years. You wonder if New Mexico State just has Utah State's number or what? Are they going to do that tonight or what?
The number so far is 3. That's what they've held Utah State to 2 times inside the red zone as we send it down to Kristen Balboni, the 3rd member of our crew.
Yeah, you guys were talking about that long distance between bowl games. I was reading up on this, and there's something called the Woodson curse. So in 1967, the the powers that be forced out future Hall of Fame coach Warren Woodson, who elevated the program to new heights. And legend has it that the curse began then. They forced him to retire. He was about to turn 65. I know we got a lot of New Mexico State fans chiming in on this broadcast. I've been watching the Facebook comments. So guys, what I want to know from you New Mexico State fans, is the curse real? The Woodson curse, was it real, and did it break after you won that bowl game last year? I'd love to find out if we believe in the curses.
Do you believe in curses, Bruce?
You know, I'm superstitious, so yes, I do. And I'm looking forward to hearing the New Mexico State fans, what they have to say. Do they believe in it, or are they superstitious? You know what's big, too, is for New Mexico State's defense to hold them to field goals. Last week, Utah State was 3 for 3 in the red zone with touchdowns, not field goals.
Good point. Jason Huntley would like a crack, but he's not getting any. 3 through the end zone as we check in with the fans on Instagram, cheering for Quinn Ficklin and the Utah State Aggies. Go Quinn. Apparently that's family of Quinn Ficklin, the senior from Mesa, Arizona, starting center.
That's a great picture right there. They're enjoying it. They look comfy at home on the couch, tuning into the ball game on Facebook.
Glad to have you with us tonight. New Mexico State dodging a couple bullets, only down 6-0. It could be a lot worse. Not much for Jason Huntley. It's a guy that averaged 6 yards a carry last season on 70 carries, but this season under 2 yards a carry.
Very explosive back. Doug Martin continues. He has to spread the ball around. You can't just hand the ball off against a defense like Utah State.
Again, it's a handoff to Huntley. And again, there's not much doing. Maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down and 6, Kristen.
Absolutely, the curse of the Bambino is what Kyle Smith called it. Andrea says there is a curse. A lot of other people are saying no curse. So Michael says the curse is BS. Janelle says no curse. So we're split on this from the New Mexico State fans, guys.
Huntley, all kinds of room in the 3rd first down of the game. It looked like it might have been a miscommunication in coverage because the running back Jason Huntley leaking out and no one picked him up.
Well, and that's a good job by Doug Martin. That's what I'm talking about. You have to think outside the box in different ways to get that guy the football, and that's what they did right there on a swing pass, which turned into a screen.
Huntley again running hard and got smoked. That's not Huntley. He's done his fair share of rushing, but that is the redshirt junior, Christian Gibson.
Utah State came with another corner blitz right there. They're coming after New Mexico State.
Another handoff to Gibson, and he's got another first down. Now, Doug Martin did say we took these 10 days between games to reevaluate personnel and schemes, and apparently one of the things they did was they dug deep into the depth chart for Christian Gibson.
Hey, you have players on your roster. You just have to find them.
Again in Utah State territory, it's a play action pass. Again, it's the tight end. 3rd catch by Bryce Roberts. Down near the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7 on first down. How about this? Much different look from the New Mexico State offense compared to the first 2 games.
And they've ran that boot about 3 times right now, but it's a good job getting Romero outside the pocket with an easy completion.
Huntley gets the call. Huntley has a hole and a first down. Cut down by Aaron Wade. A good open field tackle because that hole was wide open.
Fantastic job by this offensive line. Look at them watch them work up to the linebackers. Just get Jason Huntley in space a little bit and he'll do the rest.
That's Nasatoto Schuster, senior from Long Beach, the nose guard who is holding that right leg.
About that last play, Jamin Smith, center for New Mexico State. He opened up the hole. He was able to get up to that middle linebacker. A lot of time offensive linemen, they get stuck on their block, trying to block the defensive front. it's hard to get up to those linebackers, and he did a fantastic job helping out with his guard. He let his guard handle the rest, and he got up to linebacker, which sprung a huge hole for Huntley.
Good to see Schuster get to his feet, but he's not putting much pressure at all on the injured leg as he gets help to the sideline. Quite the start for New Mexico State. These fans silent right now. A bit surprising if you watched the first 2 games from New Mexico State. The ability that the defense had to hold Utah State to 2 field goal opportunities, and the offense has been able to pick up 4 first downs early as well.
Yeah, if New Mexico State has to capitalize here. Get points on the board, because your defense has been playing well, holding Utah State to field goals, and now it's your turn as an offense, Coach Doug Martin, to get this ball into the end zone.
First and 10, 32-yard line. Royce Caldwell now the running back.
Look at this.
Behind Romero. Quick toss to the right. And it's caught for close to another first down. Isaiah Lottie. Looked like Romero saw that pressure that was about to come.
Well, if it was Romero or Doug Martin, great call right there. The blitz was coming from the left side, so in a zone blitz, your right side has no coverage in the flat, and they took advantage of that.
The give is to Caldwell, left side, big hole, another first down.
This is a nice little rhythm New Mexico State's offense has going right now. Switching up pass to run, taking advantage of what the defense is presenting them.
4 receivers on the field, the lone running back, Jason Huntley. First down from the 18. Romero stepping up. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Jonathan Boone. $18 yards. Great footwork. Let's make sure that he got a foot down.
Jonathan Boone started in the slot and ran a go route to the corner of the end zone. Good job, Romero. Making some room. Does he get his foot down right here? Great catch. Gets both feet down. That's an NFL catch right there, Chris.
It's Saturday, but indeed he did. That's what you like to see. 11-year NFL veteran. The extra point is good. Off the foot of Dylan Brown, and New Mexico State takes a 7-6 lead. 10 plays, 75 yards.
The Facebook live down. It's cool to see, man, to get these fans involved. It's a great atmosphere here, and I'm impressed with this New Mexico State football team, the way they came to play today.
(7-6) New Mexico State. This is a returnable kick from the goal line. Save on Scarver down the sideline. Scarver, does he have enough? High stepping to the end zone, 100 yards.
If your offense can't get it in the end zone, this guy will. Watch how he follows his blocks, follows the wedge, hits the sideline, avoids some tackles. Watch how he high steps at the end right here to avoid the tackle. Boom. Great job finishing the return. Scarver with 7 points. Huge return. That's
extra
exciting.
point is good, and he did the same thing in the bowl game. Had a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
I'm just impressed with the blocking right here. Look how each guy got on their man and let Scarver do the rest. And we talked earlier, Utah State has no special teams coordinator. Do they even need it, Chris?
No, they don't. Not with the kicker that they have, not with the return game that they have. They specialize in non-offensive touchdowns. They had 7 of them last season, already 2 this season, with the pick 6 last week at Michigan State.
And I was just gonna say, what a kickoff, because he put it right where you want it, right on the inch line. and he returned that 100 yards. Great job following your blocks, and that was impressive.
And now the students are into it after New Mexico State quieted things with a 10-play touchdown drive to take the lead. Utah State right back. These two teams had a touchdown return on a kickoff each in the bowl game. Scarver had one for 98. Jason Huntley had one for 100, but he hasn't gotten a crack yet.
Well, you know he's licking his chops right now. I'd love to see them kick it to him.
Wind helping Utah State a little bit in this first quarter. One of the reasons why all these keep going through the end zone, and New Mexico State's did not. So it's right back out onto the field for this New Mexico State offense that has performed well so far. 99 total yards in this first quarter.
Well, and I was just going to talk about the way Matt Romero has been playing. 7 to 8 for 67 yards and a touchdown. Very consistent, accurate, getting into good football plays. Doug Martin has it dialed up. This is a huge drive for them to respond. See how they respond to that kickoff return.
The handoff, Huntley stopped in the backfield, loss of 3. That is Adewale Adeoye.
It's not just Scarver that's fired up. He just got that defense fired up. They took the field with a reason. They came out with some passion, and this defensive line, there was no blocking them on that play.
Behind the sticks now, 2nd and long. Romero, look out. Made something out of nothing. That should have been another sack, and I'm not sure what's going on with that left side of the line, Bruce, but nobody's picking up the extra rush.
Well, he had eyes in the back of his head right there. I was never making plays like this. It's a fantastic play by Romero, escaping another forced sack fumble to get the ball out of his hands. I mean, that play was just unbelievable.
They're 2 of 3 on 3rd downs so far. This is 3rd and 7. Romero to throw, looking near side, high, Archer, incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Lottie. DJ Williams had the coverage, and New Mexico State will have to punt.
You know, they have to figure it out. They have to come to the sideline and talk about that protection, because right there, Jason Huntley had to come across the backfield to pick up another blitzer on the left side. They continue not to protect Romero's blind side. So they have to get that figured out, because this Utah State defense is bringing multiple looks so far early on in this football game that is confusing that offensive line for New Mexico State.
And punting into the wind, almost blocked. Jordan Nathan at the 37-yard line dances forward for 7 or 8, and good field position for Utah State. Hey, you don't want to miss the best college football show on Facebook. Catch College Football Weekly, Wednesdays, 7:30, previewing the biggest matchups and looking back at the top highlights of the previous week. Also reacting to fans' questions and comments. You can catch College Football Weekly every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern only on Facebook. Look at Matt Wells in his 6th season as the head coach here at Utah State, his alma mater, his 13th season overall when you count his playing career and his assistant coaching career. Darwin Thompson, tough to bring down, but he stepped out of bounds right at the original line of scrimmage.
And that's Cedric Wilcox. They're excited to have him back tonight, man. They've missed him the last 2 games, but he just ran him right out of bounds. There was nowhere to run.
Yeah, missed the first 2 due to academics. Real excited to get him back. Love down the seam, incomplete. Way too much for his tight end, Dax Raymond, and a late flag. Really late flag. That ball looked uncatchable to me, so this might be holding and not pass interference.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, especially for how late it came in. Let these boys play.
Referee Michael Vandervelde.
Pass interference, number 23, defense, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
See, Ron LaForce is matched up, a little hands right there, and right there he grabs his jersey. You can't do that. When you're one-on-one in space, it's hard for a defender not to use his hands, but you have to practice. Sometimes Chris, we practice, our corners or D-backs would practice with socks on their hands, so they weren't able to grab jerseys.
Some defenders try to intercept passes like they have socks on their hands. Dax Raymond, pickup of 8 on first down.
Well, that's why they always said defensive backs don't play receiver because they just can't catch.
Well, he got 9 on first down. Second down and short for Utah State at the 32-yard line as Love looks to the sideline. They love Raymond, a redshirt junior. Yeah, he's featured in the passing game a lot, but they say his run blocking is even better.
I'd like to see him take a shot right here.
They give it to Thompson. Inside the 30, has a first down. As we tick down toward the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Utah State quickly setting up before the chains were even set. Love pumping, hit, down he goes, 36-yard line.
There's their shot.
Roy Lopez, Bruce. Boy, he's a big boy. He's been in the backfield a couple of times.
Man, I wish I had that hair too. They tried to do a fake screen right there. He pumped the bubble screen. He had nothing downfield, but too much pressure by Roy Lopez very quick. Jordan Love had no chance right there to try to get the ball off. Oh, false start.
So they're going backwards. The sack and now a false start.
Still second down.
Roman Andrus called for that false start penalty. So now second and very, very long. Second and 22. From the 41-yard line.
You know, my brother plays offensive lineman in the NFL. 6 years. And offensive linemen hate to hear their numbers called by the ref.
Or by an announcer, really, because the only time I'm ever going to talk about you is when you commit a penalty or do something
exactly
dumb. I mean, hog mollies rarely get praise. Great coverage. DeMarcus Owens was right there on Taylor Compton. He arrived right when the ball got there.
Really good coverage right there. They tried to complete a slant, and DeMarcus Owens was all over. Good job with using his body and his hands to come through the receiver.
Utah State 0 of 2 on third downs so far in this game. Their third trip into New Mexico State territory. Love hands it, and Thompson pushing the pile to the 35-yard line. That might be right on the edge of field goal range.
And that's why Utah State tries that. Try to run a draw just to get enough into field goal range. I still think they're just a little bit far out, but you try to get enough. Get to that 30-yard line to give Eberle a chance.
Thompson lost the lid, so he corralled that, and Dominic Eberle is out on the field. This might be a field goal attempt. If it is, it'll be a 52-yarder. 2 of 2 already in this game.
I mean,
This one from 52 yards out. Eberle to give Utah State a 2-score lead. It's on line, it has the leg, and it's good. And a late flag. Some extracurriculars right at the line of scrimmage. But it looked to me like it came out after the ball went through the uprights.
Field goal is good. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 88, kicking team. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff, 15 yards.
Well, Matt Wells isn't going to like that because now New Mexico State is going to be able to return this kickoff.
And this was a huge run by Darwin Thompson just to get into field goal range. Look at him. Look at him continue to drive his leg, dragging tacklers, strongest dude on the team. Look at this guy. Chris, can you do this? Look at this. Can he touch those? Look how high those are.
No way.
Look at that.
I thought he was going to touch the ceiling fan up there. He squats 560 pounds. He has a vertical of 40 inches.
Look at this. This would break my shoulders just to try to lift that bar.
NFL.com ranks him as one of the top 20 freak athletes in college football. I'll say that that's pretty accurate rating.
Look at those arms. Just drinking a Gatorade bottle and his biceps are popping out.
A chance for Jason Huntley. Across the 30-yard line, so Utah State only loses 6 yards on that personal foul penalty. And likely would have kicked it through the end zone and come out to the 25. Instead, New Mexico State starts at the 31-yard line, down 16-7 with 33 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Romero the handoff, and Huntley gets one off the right side.
Going nowhere right there. This is when New Mexico State has to continue to stay in front of the chains, being third and manageables, and try to put a good drive together. They may just let the quarter run out here, Chris. Free, but he just grabs a face mask. You cannot do that. But I'll tell you, Nalei, he is a force to be reckoned with. Last week against Michigan State, the guy plays with a different sense of urgency. And it's alarming to me that New Mexico State isn't accounting for him on every single snap.
First and 10 from the 47-yard line. Huntley ducks into the pile and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. They did make a change on that right side of the line. They moved Isaac McLean, who was the right guard, to right tackle. And Sebastian Anderson, who was the right tackle, is at right guard. They thought McLean had better footwork and maybe a little bit more athleticism.
Well, and I think it's also Keith Patterson, defense coordinator for Utah State. He's putting Alei in positions to be outmatched, to overcome some of these protections. So he's outsmarting New Mexico State's offense.
Romero to throw. They're setting up the screen. It's Huntley. He's running the wrong way. Cameron Haney on a loss of 4. There's Keith Patterson. He and Matt Wells knew each other from back in the day, small town Oklahoma, and then coached together at Tulsa.
Well, I'll tell you what, this guy, Keith Patterson, he had me fired up on the phone. He's talking about, look at him with the gator chomp. I don't know what that means, but he's talking about he doesn't want to motivate, he wants to inspire. You inspire me, Keith.
3rd and long, Romero throws it up, got hit as he threw, and it's incomplete. Not sure that O.J. Clark was going to have any opportunity to get that ball even if he wasn't hit.
Maybe that's what the gator chomp meant. Just go hit Romero. You think that's...
Eat that quarterback. He told us they wanted to take away the run game to force New Mexico State to pass and then tee off on the quarterback.
I want to know from the Facebook fans out there, could they take one of these hits Romero has taken in the first half already? I mean, this guy has had free defenders landing on top of him multiple times.
A flag down. This is either running into the kicker or roughing the kicker. If it's running into the kicker, no big deal. 5-yard penalty, still 4th and long. If it's roughing, it's an automatic first down. And that was Tipa Nalei, who was hit with the face mask earlier on in this drive.
This could be a huge blow. I mean, this could be huge for New Mexico State if they can keep the ball in this possession.
Awaiting the call from the referee, Michael Vandervelde.
Maybe they're confused on the call. But I think it's going to be roughing. I don't know how you can call it otherwise.
They've got the ball marked on the 15-yard line. And they might be asking New Mexico State, hey, do you want to accept it?
Number 10, defense. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
That's exactly what they did. They wanted to know what New Mexico State wanted to do. It's just running into the kicker, and looks like a pretty good call.
Oh, yeah, that was a flop. That was something you might do, Chris. You see a big defender coming at you, you might just fall.
He hit the kicking leg, and that's the key. When you hit the plant leg, they usually get you with roughing. The kicking leg is usually just at the 5-yard variety. So Jordan Love will take over. They declined the penalty, because if they would have accepted the penalty, then they would have to re-kick. They'd move it up 5 yards and have to re-kick.
Yeah, they like their field position. You know, New Mexico State, they're happy pinning Jordan Love and Utah State offense back on the 15-yard line. I want to see Jordan Love get into a little rhythm. He's only 3 of 6 right now. They've been running the football pretty well. So they need to start mixing it up. Let Jordan Love open the playbook a little bit. Jordan, you got that wristband. Dial some of your plays up.
Mike Miller says that he could take that hit, Bruce.
Nice.
But that he might die, but he could take it.
I love it.
You didn't ask if you could survive the hit. You just said, could you take it? That's what Mike
true.
said.
Well, I'm glad he wants to stand in there and take it.
Quick throw to the left boundary. Ronquavian Tarver makes the catch, but 2 flags are out. 3 flags make it. A potpourri of flags on the turf here at Maverick Stadium.
And that just shows the arm strength of Love, throwing to the field.
Pass interference, number 88, offense. Half the distance to the goal, replay, first down.
They got the tight end Carson Terrell for pass interference, and it must have been pretty egregious if 3 different flags went flying.
Yeah, sometimes when you're running short routes within 5 to 6 yards, you tend to push off defenders, and that's what Carson Terrell did right there.
Handoff and running room for Darwin Thompson, the freak athlete. He's back to the original line of scrimmage, just across the 15-yard line.
And that plays there, it's one Yost talked about. It's a read, a zone read. Love has the opportunity to keep it if he wants, but the defensive end was guarding him.
Steps up, finds the open man. Devin Tompkins, yards short of a first down, so it'll be 3rd and, a couple feet, I'd say.
That's a poise I like about Love. He stood in the pocket and drilled a nice hook route right into the face mask. False
movement.
That's where you can't hurt yourself.
Still third down.
Terrell had the pass interference penalty on first down, and now a false start on 3rd down. He's being replaced by Dax Raymond, who is the starting tight end, but they did tell us that they wanted to play Terrell more in this game.
Well, you go from 3rd and 1 to now 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
We'll see what Frank Spaziani cooks up on 3rd down. Former Boston College head coach is in his 3rd season as the defensive coordinator here at New Mexico State.
A lot of guys walking around. This confusing look for an offensive line.
A little wheel. Thompson's got room, and he's got the first down.
Good play called by Yost. Getting the ball into your athlete's hand. Thompson does a great job in space on a swing pass, able to get enough for a first down.
Sent him in motion before the snap, had a running start. Good little pass from Jordan Love, so he could just keep on sprinting to the first down sticks.
Especially when New Mexico State lines up in that oddball defense. It's hard for an offensive line.
Love wanted to go long, comes sideline and over the wrong shoulder of Darwin Thompson. He was a little bit turned around there. That would be a tough adjustment for a running back to make.
Good protection by the offensive line. They're giving Love enough time to check his progressions and his reads downfield. Love just has to put a little more accurate of a football on his receiver.
El Toro Allen in the game to Love's left. Allen, the senior from Elk Grove, California, had 3 carries and a reception against Michigan State. Little jet sweep, and Aaron Vaughns is going nowhere. Loss of 3. Fans aren't happy because of some extracurriculars near midfield and 2 players getting ready to go at each other. Look out. Ronquavian Tarver and Ray Buford Jr. were separated by an official, or else that could have gotten real ugly.
You know, the official did separate him, but then he backed out. It almost got a little bit too real. These guys have to keep their heads in the football game because it's going to cost their team.
No flag thrown. I like it.
3rd and real long here. This is tough sledding for an offense.
3rd and 13. Raymond and Vaughn's coming to the near side. And it's single coverage wide left. Love down the seam. Intercepted. Shamad Lomax still on his feet. Taken down from behind at the 39.
I was going to say Patterson isn't the only veteran defense coordinator on this field tonight. Frank Spaziani dials it up. Boom, Love takes a shot. The ball just floats in the air. Right place, right time.
Lomax led the team with 4 interceptions last season. He was a Sun Belt 3rd teamer.
That was a good pressure by the New Mexico State defense. A little twist.
And now great starting field position at the 38 of Utah State. Huntley. 7 yards on 1st down, and here's that hit, Bruce.
Love's looking downfield, has no clue. Boom, right in the ribs. That is not a good feeling.
Terrell Hanks is the best pro prospect on this team. They love him, senior from Miami.
He is a stud. He is definitely an NFL prospect, and he put his helmet right in the rib cage.
Huntley, big hole. Inside the 20. Pickup of 12 yards. New Mexico State coming again.
Spaziani knows how to use his players. Right there, he takes his key defensive player for a huge turn of events.
Huntley again, this time off the right side. Not much once more. Maybe a yard. 9:30 to play in the 1st half. Utah State with 3 field goals and a kickoff return for a touchdown. New Mexico State used a 10-play drive to score their lone touchdown of the game.
New Mexico State has to capitalize here. This is a good turnover for them. Inside the red zone now. Take advantage. Take advantage of what you have outside with your receivers.
Crowd making some noise. Fade to the end zone. Back shoulder incomplete. That pass intended for Isaiah Lottie.
Lottie stopped running a little bit. Romero tried either a fade or a back shoulder. He was indecisive on where he wanted to throw that football, and he just left it high and out of bounds.
Now the herd making a lot of noise. Matt Wells said they'd be loud and livid. And they are just that here in Logan, Utah. Home opener for Utah State after darn near beating Michigan State in East Lansing. Timeout called by Utah State ahead of this 3rd down and 9 with 8:58 to play in the 1st half. Let's send it down to the 3rd member of our team, Kristen Balboni.
Hey guys, well, we just saw Shamad Lomax make that interception. And that got me thinking about something that we saw in the notes. Chris, you actually were the one that pointed this out. So he filled out a questionnaire in the team notes, and one of the questions was, what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? And Shamad got very specific and very real. He said, during a football game, I couldn't get off the field and I had to pee my pants. So Chris said we should all tell our embarrassing sports stories. So that's what we're going to do. And I would love to hear, yeah, this interception is great. He certainly makes up for the embarrassing comments there. But I would absolutely love to hear what everyone on Facebook's most embarrassing sports moments are. And guys, I know I got to get yours too. So I'll go first. I don't have that many because I wasn't coordinated enough to play sports. But I will say during T-ball, I had to hit off the tee one time and I cried in front of both teams because I was so embarrassed. What do you guys got? Yeah, that's about it.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play football I didn't play basketball much further than my middle school years, but I did play some Little League baseball. And I was a pitcher in Little League playing for the Orioles against the Red Sox. The Red Sox were undefeated. I was on the mound. I was wearing sweatpants for some ungodly reason,
no.
and the crotch completely ripped. And you know what happened? I blew the game.
Because
I could. I mean, I'm not opening up my. No way. I'm keeping everything tight after that happens.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Bruce, what do you got?
That's a good one. You know, mine was my rookie year. I'm in Tampa Bay. John Gruden's my head coach. It's my first big start, right? I'm on the sideline at the Superdome. We're about to play the Saints and Drew Brees, okay? I'm throwing up on the sideline.
No.
I have Derek Brooks, Mike Allstott looking at me. You know what, though? Chris and I go out and throw 2 touchdowns, so I thought it was good luck. So,
yeah.
But Gruden, he wasn't having it.
Yeah.
What? He was, Bruce, you can't do that.
I can't throw up and then throw touchdowns? Come on.
Jim Kelly used to do it all the time.
3rd down and 9. Props to Shamad Lomax for sharing that publicly, by the way. Peeing his pants on a football field. That's a note that I never thought I'd put on my spotting board.
I think my brother's done that before.
Romero to throw, chased and sacked. Chase Christiansen got him back at the 32-yard line.
That's one thing you cannot do in the red zone, and that's take a sack. Look at the pressure up front. Great twist. New Mexico State had no chance, but Romero has to get the ball out of your hands. You see the defense is blitzing. Everyone's up in the A-gaps. You have to throw the ball away. Chris, you cannot take a sack there because now you're out of field goal range.
Loss of 14, and you're right. The punter is out. Peyton Theisler.
They don't have a Lou Groza Award finalist.
This would stun me if they really did punt this. I mean, you're at the 32-yard line. I'm not sure if I've seen a punt from the 32 before. Timeout in New Mexico State. They might talk this over. 4th and 23, so.
But it's 4th and 23.
I mean, you're in a really tough spot. You're not going to pick up that first down. It's a Hail Mary, basically. Field goal kicker Dylan Brown kicked a 45-yarder last week. Now, this would be a 49-yarder, but he's got the win.
Give the man a chance.
And it looks like they might give Dylan Brown a chance. He's now out there on the field.
But that's one thing as a quarterback. You can't take a sack inside the red zone because it just makes this field goal harder for this guy.
So they'll try to make it a one-possession game. Try to get this to 16-10. Let's send it out to Kristen Balboni before the kick.
Guys, real quick, we got a couple of people that share in our embarrassing sports misery. Troy says he slid into 3rd and swallowed his chew, and then he's got a little throw-up face beside it. And then Richard Ricardo Hilton says, my swimming jammers weren't tied on tight enough, and they came down halfway through a race. So, and then Tammy scored a winning run in a softball game, but tripped over the home plate and went face first into a fence. So we are all not alone. Shamad Lomax is not alone. But the difference is, you know, with Shamad and Bruce, they did really cool things after they admitted to doing something embarrassing. I'm still waiting on my cool thing.
Yeah, the thing I did was I quit Little League baseball. And
to be fair, I would have too.
I took up golf.
Well, I love these moments. I'd love to hear more. My brother, I was saying, he plays offensive line. He was with the New York Jets for the preseason. But he would do that. But it was a winter game, so it was cold out. So a lot of those big offensive linemen on the sideline, you'd pee your pants so you'd stay warm.
Wow.
This is going to be a 49-yard field goal attempt from Dylan Brown. He's 1 for 1 on the season. Made a 45-yarder.
Come on, Dylan Brown. I want to see my man nail this right through the uprights.
Fourth and 23. After the loss of 14 on the sack, which seemed like had to have happened at least 10 minutes ago. The left-footed kicker, Dylan Brown.
Watch the block right here. They're lined up. Utah State's coming after it.
From 49. It's got the leg. It's good.
Boom. Dylan Brown.
See, I told you if they would have punted, it would have been a terrible decision. Dylan Brown's got the leg, man. He's 2 for 2, 45 and 49 this season. And that's a big kick because it's now a one-possession game. You're down 6. And instead of giving the ball back to Utah State in good field position, now kick it through the end zone, set him up at the 25.
I feel bad. I didn't have confidence in my man, Dylan Brown. I was saying it was out of his field goal range, so I'm glad they took the chance. Doug Martin made the call, kicked the field goal, get those 3 points. And you said it, Chris, it's a one-possession football game. They're battling this out. Let's not forget, last year in the bowl game, Utah State lost to New Mexico State.
And also keep this in mind, Utah State has been horrific in tight games. I know it's early, but if New Mexico State can keep it tight, keep the pressure on, Utah State has lost its last 9 games decided by 7 or fewer.
Well, we talked about Jordan Love putting back-to-back good games together. Coach David Yost, offense coordinator, and Matt Wells, they want to see him do that tonight.
Last time Scarver touched it, he went 100 yards for the touchdown. Can he go 95? Has an opening. Coming back near side. And twists his way to the 35-yard line, a return of 30 yards for Savon Scarver. Hey, we'll be right back here on Thursday, a short week for Utah State. Kristen's just staying here the whole time. Aggies hosting Tennessee Tech. You can see that stadium production exclusively on Facebook at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Kristen, what are you going to do all this time in Logan, Utah?
Well, I need to figure that out. I would love some help from everyone on Facebook. Utah State alums and fans are so nice. So I'm hoping you guys can give me some ideas about what to do. We'll come back to that.
Right through the hands of Ronquavian Tarver. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Yeah, Bruce, and where are you going to be? I mean, you're not calling the game either. I'm not. I've got a wedding to go to. That's why I'm not calling.
Well, you know what? Next week I'm actually calling the Toledo-Miami game.
Ah, yes, Bruce Gradkowski,
or I would stay here in Logan.
Color analyst for the Toledo Rockets. Saw your boy Matt Campbell took an L today against the Iowa Hawkeyes.
You know what? We're watching the game on the way to this game, and my man Chris here is a huge Iowa fan, and I wanted Iowa State to pull it out, and I see how diehard he is.
That pressure forced a quick pass, and El Toro Allen had no chance. Love might be a little bit shaken here. Remember, he got hit and threw the interception, and he hasn't looked right on this drive. At least not the way he did at Michigan State, and that's what the coaches were telling us, is that they want to see this consistently from Love. Last year, he would have a good game, and then he'd have a bad game. Then he'd bounce back, and then he would go right back to what he was doing in the worst games.
Right. And Coach Frank Spaziani, he's dialing it up. He's bringing some different looks and blitzes to put pressure on Love.
1 of 5 on 3rd downs. Love completes it, but it looks like it might be short. It's going to depend on the spot. And that would be a great spot. I might want to take a look at that if I'm New Mexico State. We have a good look from up here at midfield. That official did not, running from about 10 yards down the sideline. It looked to me like he caught that short of the sticks, but yes, we will get a whistle, and there will be a review.
Previous play of a 1st down is under further review.
That's good officiating. The replay official, Timothy England, buzzing down to say, we need to take a look at this. And let's take a look and see what you guys think on Facebook.
Maybe that was Matt Wells' other brother. You know, he coaches with one of them. Maybe the other one's a ref. Great throw. That shows the arm strength, though, of Jordan Love. You know, it's where he catches it. Right
Sticks are right at the 45. Looks to me like it's right at the 45. Might be a better spot than we originally thought, or than I originally thought. I don't think there's anything there to overturn it.
Well, he placed it right in front of the 45, just a little past. I think it's a good spot. I don't think you can overturn that.
I agree with you, and that's a big 3rd down conversion. Doug Martin's team was trying to get off the field, and Jordan Love with a good pass on the out route to Ronquavian Tarver.
Well, and that's what offense coordinator David Yost said to us. Love learned how to control his arm strength. They throw an out route to the field. He has enough arm strength to get it there. It looks like he catches it right on the 45. So it was where his body was at the time of the catch as he got hit.
How about the FaceTime that Michael Vandervelde is getting tonight? I mean, he's on camera more than Kristen.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands is called. It'll be first down.
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Thank you, Mr. Wells.
Got to give credit to those officials. He wasn't in a great position to spot that ball, but he spotted it very close to where it should be spotted.
Yeah, that was a good call. I think in real time we missed it. As you see the replay, we were fortunate to sit back here in an air-conditioned booth and watch a few replays.
It's a great facility here at Utah State Maverick Stadium. It opened a long time ago, 1968, but they renovated it back in 2016. Take a look at some of the big plays so far in this game. The fumble on the sack.
Romero extending plays, dropping dimes. Scarver making things happen on special teams, hitting his wedge, following his blockers, and just doing what he does down that sideline. Tight roping it, get those legs up, and he scoots in the end zone. And this hit right here, boom. Man, that was the hit of the day so far. And our man that wets himself on the sideline sometimes with the interception.
Oh boy, he's never going to live that down. I cannot believe Shamad Lomax put that out there, but I give him credit. Own it, man. If you
Lomax,
own it, it's all good.
You were the man, Lomax.
1st and 10, the give to El Toro. Allen upended by DeMarcus Owens after a pickup of 2.
Utah State trying to stretch out the New Mexico State defense, running side to side. I want to see more north and south running.
Quick snap, quick give. Allen almost broke through that first line of defense, but it'll be 3rd down and close to 5 yards for Utah State. And we have an injured New Mexico State Aggie. It's Roy Lopez, a junior from Tempe, who's been all over the place tonight.
He has. He's been putting pressure on that running game for Utah State. He's been putting pressure on Love. You never want to see a guy go down or be laying on the field.
Well, they have been bitten by the injury bug early in this season. They were without 5 defensive starters last week at Minnesota. This week, they get a couple back, but still without 3 linebackers. Ferguson, McQuaker, and Fa'amasino are out of this game. Take one more look and see what happened to 51 Lopez here.
You know, he's getting double team, and he just lands at the bottom of the pile. Probably just got tripped up, falled on a little bit. There's a lot of weight getting pushed around right there, Chris. I don't want to be under that pile.
He's 313 himself. 3rd and a long 4.
I'll let you see my shoulder after this. That's why my AC joint has popped up. Oof. Had a couple defensive tackles and DNs landing on it.
Price you pay to be a quarterback in the National Football League. Allen fighting forward and right at the sticks. What a run by El Toro Allen, who was hit right at the line of scrimmage and just kept those legs churning at 5'9", 185.
Great job keeping those legs moving, and Quinn Ficklin leading the way up front, big center, moving the pow.
It's 2 straight 3rd down conversions for Love and company over the middle. Caught inside the 30-yard line. That's Jordan Nathan. 16 yards for number 16.
Jordan Love, nice and smooth, hitting Nathan over the middle.
Love looking, tossing, end zone, intercepted again. It's Lomax again, but there's a penalty marker in the backfield, and it might be roughing the passer.
Those are the things. This could be roughing the passer, but that's what Jordan Love can't do. And these coaches, you want to see him make veteran decisions and throwing on off your back foot, scrambling to your right, That's not a smart play to just float the ball up in the air like that.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 20, defense. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
They got Jonathan Hood, Bruce. Let's take a look. Judge for yourself.
What a break for Utah State. You cannot do that.
Yeah, he shoved him.
I just don't want to see the ref call that, though.
He did shove him, though. I mean, seconds late. It's just not a smart play.
You're right.
I'm with you.
Jonathan Hood has to be smarter than that. Huge play by our man, Lomax. After he tells us he wets himself, he's had 2 interceptions, and then it gets called back.
Love keeps it and throws it incomplete. Oh, that was an interesting play call. He was looking for DJ Nelson, the converted quarterback, but the throw was high.
And that one tricked me. I thought he handed the ball off to Allen, but those are those RPOs, the run-pass options we talk about, where Love has multiple choices on one play. You're reading the defense. You can either hand it off, throw it, or Love himself can run it, based on what the defense does.
2nd and 10 with Allen to his left. Under 6 minutes to play first half. Utah State with a 16-10 lead, thanks in large part to a 100-yard kickoff return from Savon Scarver, who's at the near side of the field. Allen has it. Open space. Daylight and pylon. Touchdown, Utah State. 14 yards. Great effort.
Ficklin, Castaneda, El Toro, Allen, they all do the work there, and Allen finishes it off, keeping his legs moving. That man runs hard and physical. Watch him lower his head. Look, he's pushing his receiver, lowers his helmet, keeps his legs moving. Great second effort by him. Look at his foot, stayed in bounds just enough to get that ball over the plane. And they're replaying it now, the official, that's why he's standing there to confirm the touchdown. But, Chris, I think that's good.
I do too. Nothing there that would suggest that you would be able to overturn this.
Play is under further review.
But they are going to review it.
I'll tell you what, though, Jordan Love got away with one. Those are ones as a quarterback, your heart's in your stomach. Like, why did I throw that football? And luckily for him, he gets a roughing the passer, and the interception goes away. Now it turns in to what possibly could be 7 points.
And if it stands, it'll be the longest run of El Toro Allen's career.
Key on his right foot.
It's in bounds.
And then does that ball cross the plane? This will be a better look. His foot stays in bounds, so he's in bounds. Does that ball cross before that left hand hits the ground?
Nothing there that would suggest to me like you would have sufficient evidence to overturn it, since the call on the field was a touchdown.
I agree. I think it's like that first down we looked at, the out route Love threw. Give us your feedback on Facebook. What do you think? Is this a touchdown?
And it appeared like Utah State was going to kick the extra points and go up 13 instead of 14.
Jeff Pickett on Facebook, Allen can't be stopped.
25 yards on the ground on 4 carries, so he's averaging over 6 yards a pop. And if it stands, it's a 14-yard touchdown run. Getting up in the box, get a look at New Mexico State coaches and replay officials. They are taking a long look at this, and is it possible that they could be looking at the fact that he lowered the crown of his helmet on the defender? I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, it was a helmet-to-helmet hit.
It's helmet to helmet, but this isn't the NFL. That's not targeting. And I don't believe that they would be looking at that at all. It's a play in the NFL now, this year, they might actually call on the offense, but college football doesn't have those same rules. It's the old targeting rule that we've had for a few years. And it looks to me like they're going to bring this back, because whenever they bring out that book and start scribbling there, trying to figure out clock, where to spot the ball.
I thought they were exchanging numbers.
They would have to already have each other's numbers, don't you think, on the same
Let's go eat.
officiating crew?
They're saying, where can we eat in Logan? Where can we eat in Logan? We getting any feedback on Facebook?
Yeah, we have. I'm hoping Kristen's taking notes on that, but someone said there's a beer deck that needs to be attended.
We're going to hit it after this.
Here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the runner is short of the goal line. The ball will be placed at the half-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Utah State.
That's a surprising call to me. I don't know what you could possibly see unless they had more looks than we had, which I don't believe they did.
Well, the reason I don't agree with this is because we saw the first down with the out route that they reviewed, and it held. And I didn't see much more from this touchdown. Well, what I thought was a touchdown that they're bringing back. So, but just hand it off to him again.
See if they give it to Allen again. They will. He'll get it. All is well. Touchdown, Aggies. That would be Utah State.
And that's how close these ball games are, Chris. Just a small turn of events that are big deals, with roughing the passer, and an interception gets called back, and now it turns into 7 points. That's what you can't afford if you're New Mexico State on the road against a good football team in Utah State.
Extra point is good. Utah State with its largest lead of the game, 23-10. Altoro Allen, second touchdown of his career, and by the looks of it, it looked like 2 touchdowns in this game, but the first one was called back. We go down to the field, and Kristen Balboni.
Yeah, guys, on Facebook, Utah State fans are fired up. I also just want to thank everyone for all those suggestions that I have been getting about what to do in Logan. Chris, I did not see the beer deck, so definitely going to have to write that one down. I've had a lot of people telling me Morty's, Aggie ice cream, going up to Bear Lake, a couple of nature trails that were suggested. So I'm making a list, and I'm going to talk about them all on Thursday. I'm going to try my best to do all of them. Also, a reminder, we want to show your Instagram pictures on this broadcast. Use the hashtag NMSTVSUSU, as you see here. Haley, she's the older sister of Quinn Ficklin, who's obviously been a big part of this Utah State offense. She is rooting him on. So keep using that hashtag just like she did, NMSTVSUSU. Another Quinn Ficklin fan right here. People are loving Quinn Ficklin. Keep those Instagram comments going. Now, before things get going again, there's something that I really wanted to get Bruce's opinion on and everyone on Facebook. We've seen some great Utah State special teams plays here today. They actually, guys, don't have a special teams coordinator, as you know. I thought that was really interesting. They're one of just 3 FBS programs that doesn't have one. Ole Miss and Texas A&M, and we see that incredible kick return from earlier. Now, Matt Wells said that he is very involved in special teams since they don't have a coordinator this year. He sits in on all of the meetings, and in fact, all coaches are taking a role in this, except for the offensive and defensive coordinators. They're the only guys that don't have their hands in special teams. So, Bruce, just wondering what you think about this. Obviously, it seems like it's going really well for them.
Well, I think we see it right there, Kristen. That's a great point, but that return right there, I think they're doing a great job, special teams coach or not. I think they're all putting their hand in the pile. They're all helping out, all bringing different, unique ideas to the special teams unit. If I'm a head coach, I would prefer to have a special teams coach that's strictly focusing on special teams. But when you have a Lou Groza Award finalist and your kicker, Eberle, and you have special players like Scarver, you can afford to have all the coaches' input. So we see it. Only 3 teams out there that do it now. And who knows? It's kind of like the NFL. The Steelers don't have a quarterback coach, but they have the offense coordinator that takes care of that role. So all these coaches putting their heads together.
Let's see how New Mexico State responds. They'll get it at the 25-yard line as that kick goes deep into the end zone. Matt Romero coming back out for New Mexico State. He's looked good at times today. Looked good early in the game against Minnesota, but just a ton of dropped passes from his receivers. But he told his guys, I'm going to keep coming to you. Don't worry about it. It's one game. It was a bad game. Started hot, 8 of 10, 73 yards, but in the second quarter, just 1 of 3. And that pass lost him 4 yards. Huntley, the running back, he gets the call left side. Utah State had a lot of men in the box.
And what I'm more concerned about, he started hot. He's hit a little dry spell because I don't know if he's not understanding protections. He's begun hit a lot in the back in free rushers, so it's communication somewhere. Either Romero's not getting the ball out of his hands or the linemen aren't going to the right guys.
Huntley makes the catch, slips a tackle, nearly got back to the line of scrimmage, but lost one. DJ Williams all over it, Bruce.
Sorry, Chris. Fantastic effort, second effort by Huntley just to get back close to the line of scrimmage.
That's the second negative pass play of the quarter for Romero, who now has -5 passing yards in the second quarter. Timeout called by Utah State ahead of this 3rd down and 9. Hey, our new fall lineup has begun on Stadium. It starts at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, a.m. A new morning show called The Territory. We'll take you through the biggest stories in sports all across the country. Sauce and Shram moving up 3 hours. That's going to air at noon Eastern, followed by a new high school show called Emerge at 2 p.m. Eastern. Campus Insiders moving back a half hour to 2:30, and we wrap up the day by setting you up for the night in sports with The Rally. Game Time in America, 6 o'clock Eastern. That new lineup debuted earlier in the week. Kristen Balboni featured prominently.
And this is when Keith Patterson is loving it. 3rd and long as a defense. You can call any defensive front scheme you want. It looks like they're going to come with a blitz off the slot.
3rd and 11. Romero steps up, nowhere to go. David Woodward credited with the sack. Keith Patterson says he's the quietest guy on the team. Hasn't said more than 3 words, but he leads by example.
DJ Williams, cornerback, blitzed off the slot, gave it David Woodward an opportunity also to come through, get the sack, put pressure on the quarterback, and that's what Keith Patterson loves to do. If you're a 3rd down and long as a defense coordinator, you're loving it.
Almost got to it. That might be roughing the kicker. Punter goes down, no penalty marker, which is very surprising. And New Mexico State is livid.
Wow. They got away with one there. I don't know what.
Peyton Theisler went down. It appeared like he got hit. It was almost blocked. And clearly that's got to be something. I mean, if it's not roughing, it's running into, and they didn't call either.
I mean, he clearly ran into his kicking leg.
Pretty egregious, and it's only a 23-yard punt.
Was that Coach Wells' brother back there officiating? not throwing the flag? I'm surprised. I mean, with the roughing the quarterback and that right there, those are 2 huge plays.
Here comes Allen again, stiff arm.
And of course they'll probably throw a flag.
5 yards. They don't throw a flag there. As it gets thrown out in front of the New Mexico State sideline. But a couple calls that have turned this game. The roughing the passer penalty that negated an interception for New Mexico State. It resulted in a Utah State touchdown. And that, which at the very least would have given him 5 yards and a chance to re-kick.
Yeah. And I think that's why they didn't call the face mask right there, Chris. I think the refs understand they missed one. Hey, and they're not going to see everything.
Gerald Bright weaving inside the 15, picks up a block, and he's down to the 6. 27 yards.
Look at the offensive line. Boom, boom, getting on their guys. Watch the receiver downfield. Jalen Green finishing. Good block. Great job by Bright, hitting the hole, keeping his legs moving.
They marked it at the 8. They go right back to number 8, who gets down to the 6.
Watch the offensive line work together in unison. Get on their guys, and Bright slips through the hole. And I love Jalen Green's hustle right there. Look at him, knock his guy in the back. Enough to get right inside the 10.
Bright, the running back, they now have trips to the right side of the field. Ronquavian Tarver Up there by himself on the far side. They go that way. Slant incomplete. Coverage from DeMarcus Owens.
And down here in the red zone, DeMarcus Owens, cornerback, New Mexico State's going to play inside leverage on Tarver. So it makes a slant very hard to complete. I would like to see Love put that ball on his back shoulder.
3rd and goal from the 6. New Mexico State forced Utah State into a couple field goals near the red zone in the first quarter. They'll try to do it again.
This is a big 3rd down for New Mexico State's defense.
And Utah State gets the ball to start the second half. It's a give. Bright inside the 5. Ball might be out.
Jonathan Hood with a stick right there. He put his helmet right on that ball.
New Mexico State football is the call. We'll take a look.
Jonathan Hood, good tackle.
Oh, it looked like he hit his own player's foot, Dax Raymond's right foot. He may have been down, though.
Yeah, I think he was down. Look at Bright.
Knee down.
Watch that right knee comes down, and then his teammate kicks it out of his arm.
This will be reviewed and will likely be overturned. I don't think it's going to take them long to turn this one over.
You never know with reviews. Now this one I could pretty much be pretty confident that it's going to be Utah State ball.
Unless they're just going to use a makeup call here for the miss on the roughing or running into the punter, this is going to be overturned.
Yeah. Look at Keith Patterson. There's no chance. Stay out there. Talking a little bit to offense coordinator David Yost before the game. He was at Toledo right before I went to Toledo. So we just missed each other, but we talked about great coaches. Gary Pinkel was a great coach coming out of Toledo, went to Missouri. Yost went with Pinkel. He said, as we look at the replay here to see if Bright was down or not, but he talked about Coach Matt Wells and how he's similar. Look, the right knee's down, ball comes out.
Elbow was even down.
But he talked about Coach Wells and how he's very similar to Gary Pinkel. The guy knows what he wants, very detailed, meetings in order, in line. And that's cool to see from a head coach that he's got this program on the right track.
Well, he's resurrecting this program. He was great his first couple years, 9 wins, 10 wins, but then fell to 6 and then 3 before last season's 6 wins, and many more coming this year, I assume.
After reviewing the play, the runner has possession of the ball with his right knee down at the 4-yard line. Utah State will have the ball. It'll be 4th down and goal.
So it's 4th and goal from the 4, and they will kick the field goal. Dominic Eberle, 3 for 3 so far in this game. This one coming from just outside 21 yards.
See, I wouldn't be mad if they went for it here. Put a little pressure on Jordan Love. Make him make big 4th down plays. It's kind of like he did last week against Michigan State. Some huge 3rd down conversions. He has to continue to play that way.
Eberle, the All-American, missed 4 field goals in the bowl game against New Mexico State. He's 4 for 4 in the rematch. 26-10 advantage Matt Wells. New Mexico State has 2:10 left in this first half, an important possession because Utah State will get it to begin the second half. How about Eberle exercising those demons?
And a lot is those demons. As a kicker, any position, football is a lot on the mental mindset, and especially as a kicker. You have to be mentally tough, and Eberle has worked at that. I mean, that's not, he has the physical tools and abilities, but it's that mental aspect. Think you get how many opportunities, a handful of opportunities a game to come out and make a field goal. The rest of the time you're on the sideline practicing, so you're not even in the flow of the game, and you're expected to come out and make it. And the guy's been just outstanding throughout his career here at Utah State.
Also the kickoff specialist And what a weapon that is, just to boot it through the end zone. Take a look at the rushing numbers compared to last week, and this is expected because Michigan State is one of the best at stopping the run in the country. They only had 25 rushing yards at Michigan State, already 108 in the first half tonight.
Yeah, and against a good football team in Michigan State, it's hard to run the football. So I knew tonight they'd want to get back on track. You have to be multi-dimensional as an offense. If you want to be successful, continue to win football games this year. And Coach Matt Wells understands that, and that's what they're doing tonight.
Romero has time and has his man complete. First down, New Mexico State. And a good start to the drive. Anthony Muse with his first reception of the game.
That's a great catch by Muse coming across the middle. Romero delivers the ball a little bit behind him. Fantastic catch.
Still trying to run on that right side of the line. Maybe 3.5 for Royce Caldwell.
You know, Chris, I always struggled throwing across the middle because sometimes I couldn't see. I'm only about 6'1", so I'm hoping my guy's there. Next thing you know, I hit a linebacker right in the chest with the ball.
Romero listed at 6'2". Steps up, goes down. Another sack for the Utah State defense. Christopher Unga, first to get there. New Mexico State calls a timeout. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
You know, a lot of sacks, it depends. Some are on the quarterback, some's offensive line, some scheme. Right here, Romero has some time, just not enough, but Nalei, he's just a force to be reckoned with off the edge. Look at him, his quickness and power to get underneath the tackle, and how he plays, Chris. He plays so low to the ground, being a big guy, that Michigan State struggled blocking him last week with his 2 sacks. And tonight, he improves again, coming in tonight, putting pressure on Romero. This Utah State plays physical and tough. They're fun to watch.
And will be fun to watch moving forward. Again, we've got him right here on Facebook Thursday against Tennessee Tech. Pressure again and sacked again. DJ Williams, cornerback blitz. And a timeout called by Utah State.
Keith Patterson dialing it up. Look at all the guys. DJ Williams coming off the slot. Offensive line has no chance because they brought 4 guys to that slot side with only 3 blockers. So right there, you don't have a blocker for that free blitzer in DJ Williams, and he comes free, keeps his head down, and makes the tackle. A lot of times cornerbacks, when they blitz, they can't find that blitzing lane to get there fast enough, and DJ Williams did that great right there.
5 sacks for Utah State in this game, and we're in the first half.
And as a quarterback, when you start getting hit like that, your eyes start to go down to the pressure. You start looking at the rush, and you can't do that.
Jordan Nathan deep to receive. Going to get a chance to return it from the 19-yard line. He's at the 30, 35 near side. Getting the corner, midfield, and down to the 46-yard line. 34-yard return.
Great job hitting the wedge, making guys miss too quick, and then he gets to the edge. This special teams unit, Chris, and we talked about before, no special teams coach, but these guys continue to make plays downfield. And Jordan Nathan with a great return to give Utah State awesome field position right before the half.
50-yard punt, 34-yard return. They already have a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. They're setting up the tunnel screen, and they've got room. Aaron Vaughn's still on his feet, inside the 20. Helmets flying, flags flying, touchdown, Utah State! We'll check the flag. That was a mess.
I hope this stands, because the energy right now is unbelievable the way they're playing. Look at the blockers downfield. How Vaughn keeps his feet.
In the back, number 52, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Be a first down.
They get Sean Taylor for the block in the back.
That's too bad, man. That was exciting stuff right there. Aaron Vaughn with keeping his legs moving.
It's a spot foul penalty, and
you cannot do that. That was a clear hit. Sean Taylor right to the back.
all right, 1st and 10 for the 25. It's Ronquavian Tarver, 5 yards on first down. The clock ticking under 45 seconds to go first half. Tarver wanted a penalty marker as he was trying to get up. Fans not happy with that. The snap with 32 seconds. Corner caught, first down, out of bounds. Chance to regroup for Utah State.
Very smooth by Jordan Love, taking the out route, stopping the clock, 28 seconds left in the half. This is managing the clock. These are good reps for Jordan Love.
28 seconds left in the half. Love looking near side, end zone, caught! Jalen Green, in spite of the pass interference. The grad transfer from USC with his first touchdown as a member of Utah State.
Defense. That penalty is declined.
They declined the pass interference, and what a catch.
Jalen Green, great focus on the ball. He's getting grabbed. He's able to secure the catch. Jordan Love, great footwork and timing. Good overall football play.
Extra point is good. Take another look at this snatch from Jalen Green.
Watch the timing by Jordan Love, though. He lets this ball go early before he's out of his break. But Jalen Green, the adjustment and the catch, that is an unbelievable football catch. He stays focused on the football as he's getting pulled down by the defender. Fantastic football play.
Green began his career at USC, had 3 starts with the Trojans, played 21 games, and he actually played with the brother of Aaron Vaughn, who is a fellow wide receiver here for Utah State. Aaron's brother Tyler is a starting wide receiver for USC. See who's watching on Instagram? Touchdown Aggies. Cute little pupper. Torty Spitz. I don't know if that's its name, but that's the name on the account. Watching New Mexico State against Utah State on Facebook Stadium. Thank you for the dogs. We'll take dogs anytime.
I love it. Do you have a dog, Chris?
I do.
What kind?
Black Lab.
I have a golden doodle. He's supposed to be a mini golden doodle, but he's 50 pounds. He
Close to full size.
He eats all the kids' food.
Well, with 22 seconds left, we have some extracurriculars near the 35-yard line. And little guy, don't let the little guy see that. Close your eyes. This is my little nephew enjoying Uncle Tipa's game. Love you, baby Noah.
That's
and how
cute.
about that? Making jam and watching Utah State football with my little buddy.
Look at that. He's already engaged. He's like, man, Dad, what are they doing right here?
I like those chairs. It looks like there's no possible way that they could get out of those things.
Well, their thighs get stuck in them. I know, because I have a 1-year-old right now.
Romero going deep, and it's incomplete. Great blanket coverage as they looked for Drew Dan.
Number
15 seconds remaining in the half, and New Mexico State continues to take shots. I like the aggressive play calling by Doug Martin. He's not going to lay down to this Utah State football team.
It was Cameron Haney on the coverage. I like the shot, though. One-on-one coverage. You're down big. Safety help coming late. In time. Aaron Wade. Interception. And it's all Utah State here in the first half. First career interception, Bruce.
Romero, the safety is on the hash. Wade was on the left hash and Romero floated it up. You just can't do that right there. That's a tough play, especially when you put that much air under the football. Wade made a great play tracking the football, but this gives Jordan Love 8 seconds. You just have to get it across midfield. Show that arm strength by Jordan Love. He could throw a Hail Mary.
Going to the tight end, little bit too quick on the out route. Utah State up 33-10 and without a timeout.
If you notice there, he just missed the tight end a little wide, right? Well, he hit Tarver earlier in the game on the same route. A wide receiver and a tight end, the timing's a little different. That's what Jordan Love missed right there.
And they'll take a knee and take it to halftime. Up 23, outgaining New Mexico State 238-102. And in this second quarter, looking a lot more like the team that we saw at Michigan State nearly pull the major upset. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be talking with Matt Wells in mere seconds. Kristen Balboni chasing him down. But good adjustments made by Utah State, because New Mexico State, again, like last week, came out playing pretty well on offense and defense, staying in this game until late in the second quarter.
Exciting first half. We've seen a lot so far in this first half, battling back and forth. Some penalties that have kept, pushed this game a little out of whack with the 23-point lead right now going into halftime. But don't think New Mexico State's going to back down.
Down to Kristen Balboni with Matt Wells.
All right, Coach, and Abs, you broke it open in this second quarter, complete with a touchdown catch and an interception. I want to start with the good first. What are you seeing from your guys here that you like?
Really good special teams play. It's exactly what we wanted to do to begin the game. Savon and Jordan have both done a nice job returning kickoffs and a punt return, and I think that's been a big difference in the game so far.
What are you going to be telling them that you want to see more of in the second half?
Well, we're going to have to run the ball on offense first of all, and then if we continue to keep the lead, then we're going to go rush the passer.
All right, thank you so much.
Good job up front by Jamin Smith, opening that hole up for his boy Huntley.
Quick screen pass, and O.J. Clark got level. DJ Williams spinning the hits.
I'll tell you what, DJ Williams, he loves to hit. This is Patterson's guy. He reads that bubble screen, comes off his block, and he lays the wood. He reads it perfectly. The wide receiver is trying to block him. DJ Williams said, "Not tonight, my man."
Third down, Romero chased again, throws it up, incomplete. Just threw it away.
And that's what I like to see from Romero. If nothing's there, avoid the sack. Throw the ball away, because that does a lot for the offensive line psyche throughout the football game. If you don't take a sack and you move on and you punt, punting's not a bad thing.
Punt coming from Peyton Theisler. Jordan Nathan, last time he got it, took it 34 yards. Good punt. Fair catch inside the 15. 44-yard punt, no return. Jordan Love will get another crack at things, and Kristen Balboni has more on the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, guys, well, as we've been talking about tonight, he's still trying to find his way, looking to get more of that consistency that we've heard Matt Wells talk to us about. But I tell you what, he's got a lot of respect around the Mountain West. Don't just take my word for it, though. Listen to this.
And Love's going to get a chance to throw it. He's got his man. Love connecting down the right sideline. Touchdown, Aggies.
His physical strengths are he's a big, strong, young, talented kid. He's up to 220 pounds. He's got a really good arm. I would hope that he continues to improve on the results that he had last year.
When you watch him, you watch his mechanics, you look at his physical stature, his ability to be a dual threat. He's a throw-first guy, but he has the ability to hurt you running the football. He gives them a chance to win a bunch of games.
He did a great job stepping in for us halfway through the season. I think that experience that he has under his belt now is awesome. He's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger, putting a lot of work in the film room. So I think that he's going to come out a much improved player.
Love wants a home run football. It's out there and it is caught. This is going to go to the house. Touchdown.
Guys like that, you always got to make sure you do assignments. You can't, D-line, you got to be careful taking risks because he'll bounce outside and, take off. So, everybody's got to really do their assignment. Everybody got to focus on what they're doing because he could throw just as well as he could run. So, guys like that, them dual threat kind of guys, you got to stay patient. You got to, make sure you're doing your job because they'll really take advantage of anything you give them.
Young guy with all the tools, now has experience under his belt. He's another quarterback in this league that's going to leave his mark on it.
And Love keeps the football and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Utah State.
Well, offensive coordinator David Yost told me, he said, make no mistake about it, this is his team this year, and he knows it the way he communicates with the rest of the guys on the line, the wide receivers. He said people have actually been asking if he's taller, if he's grown, just because of the way he carries himself. He's standing up taller. He's not slouching anymore. That's pretty cool when people are noticing it like that, guys.
I found that really interesting as well. Just carrying himself like a leader.
It's a lot to do with that. The guy's smooth. He's not a vocal leader, but he's been handling his business. And David Yost, offensive coordinator, said that's the reason they're putting more on his plate. He has more control of this offense this year.
Swing it out to Darwin Thompson, and that's probably going to come back. Penalty marker out.
Oh, holding.
Dax Raymond likely going to get hit with this one. That'll back him up half the distance.
Holding, number 87, offense, half the distance to the goal, still first down.
That's a look at David Yost, the one with the bleach blonde hair. He's got his hand up in front of his face. Bruce, you were able to talk to him on the field pregame. I thought you were talking to a California surfer.
Well, I was actually talking to him about how he gets that beautiful hair. I'm looking for some of that, but David Yost just couldn't say enough good things about Jordan Love and his development as he continues to work.
Another flag is out, and now a really late flag comes out. These two teams don't like each other. We're going to keep an eye on that. We've seen some skirmishes after whistles. Heard that there were some scuffles in the bowl game as well.
There is no foul for an eligible player downfield. The quarterback was legally grounding the ball. He was outside the tackle box. It'll be second down.
To button up the thoughts on Love, coaches were telling us that last year, when he was a freshman, fall camp wasn't pretty, and he was close to being the number 3 quarterback behind DJ Nelson, who's a wide receiver now. And things just clicked for him midway through last year, and everything's changed. Nelson moved to slot receiver, and it's Love's team. Thompson gets the call. Back past the original line of scrimmage to set up third down and manageable, about 3rd and 9. Close to a horse collar there in a New Mexico State, and a ton of original programming. Check your local television listings or go to watchstadium.com. Stadium, a new way to watch sports. Welcome to the game. First and 10. Romero has time. That was a rarity. Pass is complete, but it gets him nowhere. Drew Dan on the reception. No gain on the play.
That's a good job by Romero, checking his receivers down the field, going through his progressions, find enough time to come underneath his shallow cross. Good job. Start to try to get completions, get into a little rhythm. That's what this New Mexico State offense has to do.
Huntley again trying that right side. It's just not working. Only 30 rushing yards for New Mexico State in this game.
And that's that defensive line for for Utah State. The way they're clogging the gaps, they're in their gaps. And that's what's important. Patterson says, do your job.
O.J. Clark's got it right at the marker. And it looks like they might mark it just short. The officials did not stop the clock, so it might be a foot short of the first down, and you would think New Mexico State would go for it.
DJ Williams off the slot again with the blitz. Romero standing in there nice and firm. That's the firmest ball I saw him throw tonight, standing in the pocket.
Timeout. They're going to review it. So we'll see if they got the spot right. Just inside the 45-yard line. They need to get to the 44 for a first down.
The review box is busy tonight.
Yeah, came in and spoke with us at halftime, told us why exactly they overturned that touchdown for Utah State. They said they did have indisputable evidence that that ball never crossed the pylon or the plane. They scored anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's close, but I don't think he got to the 44. Looks like the spot, they might be able to give him another foot. But I don't think there's definitely not enough to spot it at the 44 where they need the first down, in my opinion.
Oh no, that's close.
Say hello to Sherry Clifton, who wants to say hi to Matt Romero, family watching. And here's the call. Just kidding.
You know,
hey, Kristen, what do you have for us? Can you fill the dead air?
Of course, of course. Now, you mentioned a Matt Romero comment. You guys, there are a lot of Matt Romero fans on this Facebook feed. Esther wanted me to know that all of Oceanside, California is for Matt Romero. Hi there. Chandler, Arizona family here for Matt Romero. That's from Sherry and Susan. And Donald McNamara are watching Matt Romero's family from Chicago. So they are all out here for Matt Romero.
Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah.
That's
Romero,
cool.
JUCO transfer.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It'll be fourth down.
That's what we thought. But Romero's still out there on the field. It does appear like they're going to go for it unless he does the old Ben Roethlisberger, takes a few steps back and punts it. But I think down 33-10 on the road, 0-2.
Come on, Romero. Show your family what you got here. Big fourth down.
Isaiah Lottie in motion to the far side. He's looking that way. Now back this way. Got a block. Has the corner. Has the first down.
Good play. Good heads-up play. He understood what down it was. He had to make a play, and he did that. He took it into his own hands. Tried to roll right. Saw nothing there. Scrambled back to his left. Just enough for a first down and trots out of bounds.
And really good blocking, too, to open that up for Romero. Three-yard gain on first down. How about Romero, though? You know, he was in the spotlight. Family watching from all over. He comes through.
Good job. Good heads-up play. Those are like the plays I like to see. Uses his head there and his physical ability. Right there, he throws another strike. He's starting to get into a rhythm. I think he heard Kristen read some of those Facebook requests by his family.
Jonathan Boone on the reception, 13 yards, first down, New Mexico State. Running back is Christian Gibson. Near side, look out, picked off! Deontay Fortenberry, weaving his way, beats the quarterback to the end zone! 75 yards! And they've scored touchdowns in all three facets. Offense, defense, special teams, and this could be a special season in Logan, Utah.
We talked about it. They hit on all three phases. Great play by Deontay Fortenberry, reading the play. He read the receiver, he sat on the hitch, closed in, made a fantastic catch, and there was no stopping him. I give Romero a lot of credit. He didn't give up. He tried chasing him down, just too fast.
It's 40-10.
Romero a tad late, but Fortenberry just sat right on it. Great job. He broke on the route. Good catch. A lot of times you don't see DBs make those type of catches, and then he weaves in and out, sprints to the end zone, and there's no one around him. Chris, this team continues to score on all cylinders.
That's 3 non-offensive touchdowns already this season. They had 7 last season, had a pick 6 last week, and there's another. And we spoke with Keith Patterson about these non-offensive touchdowns and defensive touchdowns in particular, and he says they teach it where as soon as they get an interception or a fumble recovery and you're running, you are blocking the nearest skill position player. Forget about the offensive lineman. You block to the near side and get to the near side boundary and get them to the end zone, and they've done it again.
And they do that fantastic. Last week they did it. This week they're doing it. It's fun to watch this Utah State defense get after it.
Another touchback off the foot of Dominic Eberle.
A lot of times too, Chris, on routes like that, quick game routes, you saw Romero play action fake. That's taken up some time. So your receiver's already getting to where he's supposed to get to, 5 yards downfield. So you're a tad late. Romero took an extra hitch, which gave Fortenberry enough time to sit on the route and jump it.
Give to Royce Caldwell. Oh, horse collar. And he wasn't happy about it. That was Aaron Wade, who had an interception in the first half. That was a clear cut. Horsey.
Clear cut.
And he's being taken out of the game as Wade.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, number 7, defense. 15 yards to be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Absolutely. Royce Caldwell hits the edge. He would have got around the edge, and right here, you just have to tackle better than that. And we know Patterson coaches better than to grab the horse collar.
Romero near side, caught. First down, Drew Dan into Utah State territory, 14-yard pickup.
Chris, I've been there plenty of times throwing interceptions. I've thrown a lot of them. And there's ones that have gone to the house as well. But coaches want to see how you respond. How does Romero respond after that?
Good cutback to avoid the tackler. He's got some moves, does Royce Caldwell, the senior from Columbus, Texas.
Shifty little guy. It actually looked like Huntley out there with the speed.
They look very similar.
It's a good change of pace. You have to continue to float these guys in and out of the ball game and see what can click.
Far side. First down, or close to it, for Anthony Muse.
Quick little bubble screen, and I love the way the wide receivers blocked right there for their buddy. I can't say it enough, but how Matt Romero has come back from that interception. Now he's putting a nice little drive together.
They mark him a yard short of the first down marker, so 3rd and 1. And it'll be 4th down. And guess who? DJ Williams. What a night.
I really like that kid. He's aggressive, forceful, coming off the edge again. Look at that. Corner blitz right off the edge. Great tackle, shoestring tackle, just enough to bring him short of the first down.
They're going for it. 4th down and 3. Romero going deep, and he got it. What a catch.
Wow.
Drew Dan
goes up and makes a heck of a play. Romero trusting his guy downfield. Romero looks off to the left, comes back to the right. Let's see if he gets his feet down. Goes up aggressive for the football, boom, gets his left leg down. Great throw, great catch.
33 yards, 1st and goal at the 3. Romero design run, and that didn't work out too well. Loss of 2.
The Utah State defensive backs, they know how to hit. They fill those gaps faster than safeties I've seen before. And that's what defensive coaches love to see. I know Mike Tomlin, he's a defensive-minded head coach. He's always coached those cornerbacks to attack the line of scrimmage. If you're pressed and you see the ball's handed off, you have to get your head in there and make a play. And Utah State's defensive backs have done that fantastic tonight.
It's a trick play. Jonathan Boone gets swallowed up. Logan Lee was in on that play.
You know what they were trying right here, Chris? They were trying the Philly special. A little reverse, and they're going to try to throw back. They're going to try to throw back to Romero. The Eagles, look at Romero right here, acting like he's pointed out. He's going to float out into a route. He's open in the flat. He just did not have enough time to throw the ball to him.
The appropriately named Logan Lee doing it in Logan, Utah for Utah State. He must have been in the huddle on that play. 3rd and goal. Fade, end zone, caught out of bounds, incomplete. Anthony Muse on the catch, but it is not complete because he wasn't even close to getting a foot down, Bruce.
DJ Williams once again blitzes off the slot. Keith Patterson, man, he's not going to stop. It's 40-10, and he continues to bring these guys and put pressure on Romero. He throws the ball a little too far, just unable to connect and get your feet in for the touchdown.
31-yard attempt from Dylan Brown, and he's 2 for 2. 40-13, and even though this game is not close, this is as good as I've seen New Mexico State offense look so far this season. Down to Kristen Balboni.
Yeah, guys, we are continuing to monitor all the Instagram photos. Remember, use that hashtag NMSTVSUSU. Here, oh, we got some cute ones here. Prescribed Design says, love football season. Cheering on our Aggies from Texas. Go Aggies. It's a cute Utah State fans right there. Jessica Goodwin watching our number 23, New Mexico State from Bama. Nice little watch party going on there. Jessica, thanks for sending that in. 7 Bay 7. Oh, now this might be a favorite, guys. I know you said you had dogs. I have a dog too. This dog is pretty cute. It says, yeah, she's a pretty good mascot. Dog mom. Even got the gear going on. And Jay McNeely 08 cheering on Utah State from Sacramento. And guys, again, we're loving these Instagram pictures. We love being able to put you on this game. Keep those coming. Hashtag NMSTVSUSU.
Speaking of mascots, there's Big Blue.
He's been having a good time. I saw him on a motorcycle earlier.
Closer look at the head coach, Matt Wells, and it's a theme here in the Mountain West. Coaching at your alma mater. 5 coaches in this conference coaching at their alma maters. Troy Calhoun in his 12th season at Air Force, and Jeff Tedford, 2nd season back at Fresno State. And he's 11-4 so far.
Guys, Matt Wells can't say enough about the honor he has of coaching at his alma mater. He says, every day it's an honor for me to coach these kids. He says, I feel like I have one real brother who's on the staff, by the way, Luke, and 113 stepbrothers. But he also told us something pretty funny, which he said, before I came here to play quarterback, I had no idea where Utah was. Now it is undoubtedly home.
No question. That's cool to see. Playing at your alma mater, coming back coaching, looking at this team that he's put together, his coaching staff. This is a winning program. This team is in for a really good season this year, Chris. I feel it.
Well, they have a somewhat favorable schedule given the fact that they don't have to play Fresno State or San Diego State in those division crossovers. Those two teams picked 1 and 2 in the West. It'll come out to the 25, and let's hear from Matt Wells on coaching at his alma mater.
It's, you know, I mean it sincerely. It's very humbling. It's an honor to coach there. And it's a place where I've got a lot of sweat equity in. You got a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in that place as a student athlete, and you know, got a chance to come back as an assistant and now as a head coach. But I'm just a small part of it. But to be able to coach there and do kind of live a dream out and to raise a family in Logan and at Utah State, I'm very humbled.
Pass incomplete on first down, and it is a forward pass. Wells told us yesterday that his kids come to practice. I mean, like it's their job. They want to come. He's got a 9-year-old, and he's at practice every Monday.
Wyatt, that's really cool. You know, he's raising his family here in Logan. This is home for him. This is where his heart is, and Patterson talked about it. We're trying to not motivate kids. We want to inspire them.
Gerald Bright, 2 yards shy of a first down. His mom's also in town, came in for a visit. Perfect time because they've got 3 straight home games. She's going to get to see all 3 games. And actually one of his kids, he said, was having his first flag football game and was going to have to miss the first part of this game.
Could you imagine how far ahead his son is than the other players, getting to sit in meetings with his pops, the head coach at Utah State?
Imagine that's a popular kid. 3rd down and 2, and that's good enough for the first down and more. Dragging big bodies.
Guys, you mentioned Matt Wells' mom. I just want to say I did a game for them last year, and before we started an interview, he said, "Don't mess this up. My mom's watching."
That's a fun September for Utah State. That game at Michigan State was an August game, so they actually don't have to go on the road the entire month of September. They host Tennessee Tech on Thursday. We've got that one, and then they host Air Force. Then they have a bye week before heading off to BYU. Pass caught by Scarver. Pickup of 9.
Those are the throws I love seeing from Jordan Love. He has the accuracy and the arm strength to take it to the next level. He's still a young kid, but that accuracy right on the sideline, putting it right on the face mask on the left shoulder, right by the out of bounds. Receiver catches it, Scarver 2 feet in, steps right out of bounds.
Third and 1. And that's more than enough. Gerald Bright lighten up the night. 51 yards. And a flag down by the line of scrimmage. It came after the touchdown, it appeared. And Savon Scarver didn't seem too pleased about it.
Quinn Ficklin, Rob Castaneda, Sean Taylor. This offensive line is getting after it tonight, opening up holes. And what happens a lot of times, New Mexico State is man-to-man. Everyone's playing a wide receiver, a tight end, a running back. So once you get a little crease, there's no one in the back end to make the tackle.
I'm really disappointed I don't know who that gentleman is on the right side of the screen.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 81, Utah State. Also unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1, New Mexico State. Those penalties will offset. Both players will be charged with their first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. The touchdown counts.
So Savon Scarver was hit with one of those penalties, Ray Buford Jr. was the New Mexico State guilty party. Remember, Buford Jr. was the one that got into it with Ronquavian Tarver earlier in the game.
Yeah, and you know Coach Wells won't put up with that kind of stuff. Coach Wells is focused. Doesn't matter what the score is. He wants his guys to stay in the football game, and you can't afford unsportsmanlike conduct right now.
Extra point, good. Everything good for Utah State.
Look at that crease, and there's no one in the back end. Alfred Edwards with the block opens up the hole for Bright. The bright lights, like you said, Chris. The crisscross in the backfield is sometimes what confuses the defense. And just that little crease, that's all Bright needed as he trots for the end zone.
14 carries, 134 yards for Gerald Bright. That's an average of close to 10 yards a pop.
Guys, I just saw Big Blue, the mascot, crowd surf his way all the way up the student section, and it was fascinating.
Well, I'm a bit disappointed that Pistol Pete's not here, because those two have a history. Pistol Pete of New Mexico State and Big Blue of Utah State.
Were you hoping for a throwdown, Chris?
Well, yeah, because back in 2009, Pistol Pete was suspended for fighting Big Blue in the WAC basketball tournament.
I want to see you crowd surf, Kristen.
I'll try. We got something coming on cheers, though, guys. Crowd surfing is not the favorite cheer here. I can't wait to tell you about it.
That kickoff went out of bounds, so New Mexico State gets it at the 35-yard line. Picked up a field goal there last time on offense.
You know, we've been talking a lot about Utah State and Coach Matt Wells. But Doug Martin, head coach of New Mexico State, they have some good things in the pipeline. This season, they've had their toughest 3 games to start out the year. This is still a good football team once they could get things rolling. They understood they were in for a fight tonight.
Snap, number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And they're cheering on from Oklahoma, cheering on the Aggies of Utah State. Crowded around the couch. Thank you, Shelley, for sending that in. Looks like the little one's a bit cold. 1st and 15 and a pickup of 3. You mentioned New Mexico State and the tough start to the season. Wyoming, Minnesota, then on the road at Utah State. Next up, the big in-state rivalry game at home against New Mexico. That's Saturday at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. I was at that New Mexico State, New Mexico game a season ago. We had that for you on Facebook, and huge win for Doug Martin and New Mexico State. Uh-oh, that's a forward pass, though. Forward pass, incomplete.
Tried to pull a little Brett Favre.
Those shovel passes always trick the eye. Because to the eye, it kind of looks like a fumble. It's not. It went forward.
You know, it even scares the quarterback at times, too. You're like, no, I really did throw that. Why is everyone running after the football?
So 3rd down and 12. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And that is movement on the right side of the line. It was Isaac McLean reacting to a Utah State player that jumped into the neutral zone.
Offside, number 10, defense. Jumped into the neutral zone, causing an offensive player to react. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Penalties continue to mount for Utah State.
Well, Nalei trying to get a head start, a quick jump. I mean, I'd jump off sides too if I were McLean, trying to get a head start on him.
Closing in on 10 penalties in this game. There's a shovel pass that works. 1st down, Huntley into Utah State territory at the 43-yard line.
That time the Brett Favre shovel pass worked. Good job by Romero finding a little space and getting to his boy Huntley. Huntley just needs the ball in space. The guy is so dynamic with the ball in space. We see him on kickoff returns, runs, play action, screens. Continue to do that if you're New Mexico State.
Romero, a deep drop. And a throw to the left side. His wide receiver was actually on the turf when he threw that ball, and Doug Martin saw that and wanted pass interference because Jonathan Boone appeared to be ripped down by a defender.
Well, these cornerbacks for Utah State, they play physical and aggressive. The receivers were looking for a flag there, but they're just playing physical, and he just lost his footing in the turf as he was trying to run a comeback, and they just misconnected. I think it was a good no call.
2nd and 10. Good coverage again from Utah State. Aaron Wade got there right as the ball did. And it'll be 3rd and long.
I think Aaron Wade might have hit him a little early, but these D-backs continue to attack the football and play aggressive. And I'd rather my team, if I'm Keith Patterson, to play aggressive than to sit back.
Young Chapo wants Romero to show him what he has. He's not gonna, because he's just gonna hand it off, and that's going to be a 1st down. That's Gibson again. We've seen some surprising action. Christian Gibson.
Sometimes those draw plays work on a 3rd and long when there's a lot of coverage by the defense. They're dropping back deep in their zone, which opens up a whole lane.
Gibson again inside the 30-yard line, picking his way for 3.5. Clock continuing to move here, coming up on a minute to go, 3rd quarter.
I want to hear from the fans on Facebook what they would call. What kind of offensive play would you call? A go route, a quick slant, or hitch? Would you hand the ball off? What's your call?
Looking for Drew Dan on a double move and a little bit too much.
There was a slant and go there. Someone must have called it on Facebook. Wide open, streaking downfield, and Romero has to connect on that. Those are the plays that will continue to come throughout the season. You have to get in rhythm with your receivers. I think it was a little too tight to the hash marks. Romero was unsure where the safety was, just missed him a little far and outside.
3rd down again, and again on 3rd down, they hand it off to Gibson. And again, he picks up the 1st down inside the 15-yard line.
Gibson's a big looking back, and those holes are open up wide for him. He's doing a good job hitting the hole and getting vertical.
16-yard gain. This time, he gets nothing. Tipinalei in on that tackle. He's been in on a lot of plays. If he's not making a big play, he's committing a penalty. So we're always calling his name out. Romero looking far side of the field, one-on-one coverage, and Isaiah Lottie has it. We'll check the flag.
Don't bring this back. Illegal motion.
Illegal shift. Number 13, offense. Number 13 never came set. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So wipe off the touchdown.
You know, that's tough, Chris. They went back to that slant and go that Romero missed on the left side of the field. This time they tried on the right side of the field, and he does connect. But unfortunately, there's a flag.
Jonathan Boone, a redshirt senior, committing that penalty. So they march it back to the 20-yard line. Give us to Caldwell to the 15. And that's the final play of the quarter. 47-13. Utah State keeping the pedal to the metal.
And New Mexico State's still playing tough. I like to see Romero get in the end zone in this 4th quarter right here.
One more quarter to go in the home opener for Utah State. Sitting pretty, up by 34. Step aside for a quick word from Stadium.
We've got a great matchup for you.
Touchdown! There may be a better play the rest of the day.
I know what I did in that box.
Tiger will win a major again.
Possible shot! That's what I'm talking about.
All right, we're back for the start of the fourth quarter. Now, guys, we were talking about all the cheering that the Utah State fans have done here. We saw that last touchdown where Big Blue did crowd surfing, but that is not their favorite form of cheering. Our student correspondent, Paige Zamora, went out on campus and asked everybody. They all had one answer.
I think the I Believe cheer is really fun, but the Scotsman definitely is my favorite.
The Scotsman.
The Scotsman.
I like the Scotsman.
You know, when we do the Scotsman, that's always a great time.
All right, so it's the Scotsman. This is Paige, our student correspondent, who's just been killing it. So can I do it and you tell me if I'm doing a good job?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I got the hips. I added the hips. I know it's really more of an arm motion.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's actually what the students love to do. They love to make it their own, but you're a natural, girl. You should just enroll here and be here with us at more games.
Like I said, all I need is the United States onesie. You can just put me back up in the crowd, maybe doing a little crowd surfing like Bruce said. Guys, what do you think? Am I doing a good job?
I like the gyrations.
You got to add a little something to it, you know, after you score that many points.
I mean, you are here all week, so you can practice with the students all week for next game.
Are you saying I need practice, Bruce?
You're a natural, Kristen. I just really want to see you crowd surf, though.
Starting the fourth quarter with a 3rd down and long for Matt Romero and New Mexico State. Scrambles out of the pocket, tosses to the end zone, incomplete. 2 Utah State players diving to swat it out of there. Shaq Bond, one of those 2. And the field goal unit coming out again for New Mexico State.
Romero, I like what he's trying to do. He's trying to make a play. He understands the point in a football game and what the score is. You have to force the ball downfield sometimes. Unfortunately, broken up by 2 Utah State defenders.
32-yard field goal attempt for Dylan Brown, who's already 2 for 2. That one's no good. First missed field goal of the night for either team. We were 6 of 6 until that one. Matt Wells loves it. Says, get off the field. We want you running. Don't walk. Hey, well, we want this youngster to walk someday. Aggies all the way. From Trevor. I think he's rooting for Utah State. This is a new Utah State fan. Squeak to me.
That's cute, man. I love
looking babe.
I love seeing the babies and the dogs.
Yeah, by babe I meant baby. Not. Don't jump to any conclusions there. Viva Los Aggies. Some New Mexico State fans. It's tough when you're doing the Aggies all the way. It's both Aggies, but we get the hashtags. We understand it. Love just throws that one out.
Smart play. That's what I like to see from Love. The screen pass wasn't there. He tried to set something up to the right. Nothing there. Throw the ball out of bounds and move on to the next play. This Utah State offense, you can't slow down. Try to use some of the clock, but you still need to execute your offense. Dial up different plays for Love. Let him read plays that he's not used to get more practice.
A handoff to Thompson and a flag in the backfield. This one likely coming back. The referee threw that one from 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding, number 51, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Quinn Ficklin. I know we have a lot of Quinn Ficklin friends and family watching. He's getting some FaceTime. The silver lining in a penalty. Look, you're going to win anyway. And you get to see him close up, personal. Bring it back to the 10-yard line.
And of course, if it's my mom, she's texting you after the game. Oh, babe, you're so cute. I got to see you. And you're like, Mom, you saw me because there was a penalty.
Love keeps it.
Now, I don't want to see those plays.
I thought you might say that.
At this point in the game,
you can keep that puppy healthy.
Right. Don't run your star quarterback. I've seen enough I know he's athletic. Keep him healthy. Let him distribute the ball to the playmakers. And they're trying to use some clock here. Love's taking his time, looking to the sideline, looking down at his wristband, deciding what play he wants to go to. 3rd and forever. Likely you're going to see a draw here. Or screen.
Running back out of the backfield. It is a screen to Thompson. Oh, he makes a man miss. First down. Yeah, he's a freak athlete, all right.
Darwin Thompson, he is, man. Just find a way to get him the ball. Good, accurate football by Love, and there's no chance. When you have him in space, he's a hard guy to tackle.
Now gets the handoff and busts through. Slam the door. This one's a rout. Penalty marker out as he gets shoved down, crossing the goal line.
Darwin Thompson, if I'd coach him up, just finished through the goal line. He slowed up a little too short for my liking, but the guy is a speed demon. There was no one catching him. Facebook, how fast was he running there? Was that a 4.340 or slower than that or faster? What would you have ran that in, Chris? Would you have scored? You might have scored on that one.
I might have been able to catch him. He slowed down so much.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct foul, number 1 of the defense. That is number 1, second unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game, and therefore has been disqualified for the remainder of the competition.
Yeah, Ray Buford's been stirring it up all game long.
On the succeeding kickoff.
He's been asking for it, but I tell you what, I'm not going to fault him on that one. He never gave up. He kept chasing. He got there right at the goal line.
Yeah, but he was already past the goal line. I don't, Doug Martin sent him right to the locker room. You don't play like that. If that was the first one of the night, I could understand that, Chris. But this guy's had multiple tonight.
And that's why he's kicked out. 2 unsportsmanlike penalties, and you're gone.
Doug Martin will have some words for him after the game. But we talked about Ficklin. He got the close-up look on a penalty. But right there, that's when he should get a close-up, because that hole was humongous.
Got a lot of angry faces coming from, I would assume, New Mexico State fans after the unsportsmanlike and then ejection.
Watch Ficklin, the center right here, come off the block. Look at him blast his man back. Rob Castaneda with another key block. Those offensive linemen, that's the reason for this touchdown. Thompson, he does the rest, but these O-linemen, and once you give him a space to run, there's no one in the back end to chase him down. And we look right here, Chris, that was a little too late.
Yep. 2 steps late. And here's another look at the front squat.
I mean, that is just so impressive. Is anyone out there front squatting? How much do you guys front squat? You put 500 some pounds on the bar? I think it might snap my arms.
He squats 560. He's got a vertical leap of 40.
What's his 40-yard dash? Is this
pretty slow on that last 40 yards because he slowed up and almost cost himself a touchdown, but it stands 68-yard touchdown run for Thompson. 96 yards on 6 carries on the ground. Kristen?
Guys, you were asking about front squat, and I think I'd go a solid 10 pounds. I just wanted to make sure to mention that. 2 5s. That's what I can bring to the table. Keep those Instagram pictures coming using that hashtag NMSTVSUSU. Loving all the pictures of the pets and the babies especially, and also keep those comments coming during the game. We're really enjoying them, guys.
Now, Justin was asking how much I could front squat. I'm proud to say I've never front squatted.
It's not comfortable.
I was always an arm guy. When I used to lift weights, there was no such thing as leg day. Not for me.
Reggie says, I front squat my belly every day. 65-pound squat here.
Hey, we got a Facebook trivia question for you. How many Division I teams are nicknamed Aggies? We've got 2 of them here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We got a head start on it. Do you guys know the answer to this one?
I would guess somewhere north of 10.
Huh. Okay. We'll mark that. Want to see what everybody on Facebook says. We'll give you the answer in just a little bit.
Now,
like you said,
is this D1 or is this FBS?
Division 1 is what we're calling it.
We're talking
Division
500
1.
teams. I'm gonna say 7.
7. Okay. It's a solid guess, Chris.
I'm gonna say 5.
Okay, both solid guesses. I'm going to wait to see what some of the people on Facebook are saying before I tell you. I'll say this. One of you is more right than the other.
Oh. Yes. Well, we know Texas A&M.
Maybe it was my Steelers number. I guess 5 because that's what I wore in Pittsburgh, Chris. Number 5. You probably didn't know that because,
well, you played long before my time.
We're 2 years apart, my man. We can't all have a model face like you and beautiful hair.
Right. Let's keep our eye here on the last 13:01. Some unsportsmanlike penalties, a lot of talking between these two teams. That intercepted again. It's Wade, his second pick of the night, off the deflection.
Romero with some pressure in his face, tries to avoid the sack. Just an inapparent throw. Watch the play action here. Looks downfield, avoids the sack, and just throws it right behind his tight end, just a little bit. And plays like that, when it starts getting tipped around, those defenders are flying after that football. Does it hit the ground?
Don't think so.
Oh, great play by Wade.
In the NFL, that'd be a pick 6 because he'd get up and run that puppy in. That
yes,
was
sir.
Xander Yarbrough who dropped that. Doesn't have a catch yet this season, just 2 catches last season.
This is when I come in the game, Chris. This is my time to shine.
He's not wearing number 5, though. That's Henry Colombi, the new quarterback.
This is Brucey's time to shine. 4th quarter.
Redshirt freshman from Hollywood, Florida. Justin Hervey on the carry.
Guys, we got the trivia. Brandon Blowers got it right. Terry Camps got it right. And Bruce got it right. It is 5. Like you said, you got Texas A&M, these two teams. Yeah, you went 12 first, Chris, I think there.
I went 10 plus. I don't know what.
UC Davis and North Carolina A&T are the other Aggies.
I think
out the 5.
I was trying to include like all the JUCOs and all the NAIA schools.
Sure. Yeah, there are definitely more when you add all of them in.
First look at Colombi in his first season here, and well, he didn't get a look at that backside. Blindside sack from Cedric Wilcox.
Welcome back, kid. Cedric Wilcox, it's good to see him tonight flying around. But you know what? Colombi's like, man, did I really have to come in right now? That didn't feel too good.
A chance at a 5th field goal now from Dominic Eberle. This one coming from 51. And it would be the most field goals he's ever kicked in a game, if he makes it. On the way, and yes, sir.
That man is solid. Lou Groza.
That's a Mountain West record for field goals in a game. 5 for Dominic Eberle. And after missing 4 field goals in a losing effort in overtime to this New Mexico State team at the Arizona Bowl, that's something else. One of these guys could be our Facebook player of the game. What do you think on Facebook? Gerald Bright, 14 carries, 134 yards and a touchdown. Darwin Thompson, 6 carries, 96 yards and a touchdown. Both of them had long touchdown runs. 51 from Bright, 68 from Thompson. Kristen?
What about Dominic Eberle, guys? I mean, that's the beauty of this. There's certainly a lot of contributors on this Utah State team tonight, but we want to hear, Chris, as you said, from everybody. You get to vote, and you get to help us pick the player of the game.
That's a good point by
Bruce going to allow a kicker to win Facebook player of the game?
Hey, the guy is on. He's automatic. I played with a guy, Matt Bryant. He's still kicking for the Atlanta Falcons. He was a veteran my rookie year in 2006 in Tampa. He kicked a 62-yard field goal when we beat Donovan McNabb and the Eagles. I was actually starting that game. I'm on the sideline. I come off, you know, we line up for a 62-yarder, no time left on the clock, like 1 second or so. I look at the other backup, Chris Sims, Tim Rattay. I said, is this even possible? And they're like, no chance. Boom, my man kicks it right through the uprights. And that's what Eberle's reminded me of tonight. The guy's just automatic. He takes the field, knocks him down, jogs back over, sips a little Gatorade, puts on a hat, and goes about his business.
Well, he's made from 51 a couple of times. Made a 44-yarder, 32-yarder, all over the field. And this guy also in kickoffs, he's putting everyone through the end zone. What a weapon. Hey, look, Danica's first Aggie football game. Little Danica between the parents there, Heidi. Thanks for the picture on Instagram using the hashtag. And Lexi getting introduced to Utah State Aggie football as well from Melbourne, Australia.
Those are cool. It's great to see the reactions. You know what's more important is great to see the family time, and I believe football brings that together. We talked about Coach Wells and his group of young men that he coaches, and his family is 1A and his players are 1B.
Well, that didn't work out like Jason Huntley wanted. Just a 12-yard return as he gets cracked.
Guys, tons of responses for Facebook Player of the Game. Darwin Thompson, Gerald Bright, Eberle in there, Fortenberry in there, and I saw one that I really liked that said Big Blue should be Player of the Game. That one's from Colin Taylor.
Yeah.
He did have a nice crowd surf.
You're my boy, Blue.
Great motorcycle ride, too.
Nick Genty into the game at quarterback for New Mexico State. And he's seen quite a bit of action throughout his career. He actually played in the opener against Wyoming. 5 starts over the last 3 seasons. He's a redshirt senior from Florida.
And these reps are important for him. It's good to get game action, actually get in a football game, because you never know what's going to happen throughout the season. And now it's almost easier for an offensive coordinator when you put the backup in. Now you come back to basics. You're going to run the football, some play action pass, some bubble screens, other screens. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand.
3rd and 2. Genty to throw. And it's incomplete. Great coverage there. Utah State secondary. It's kind of been an interesting personnel grouping tonight, because we haven't seen as much John Trell, Rockamore, and Gage Ferguson as we're used to seeing. But and Aaron Wade and DJ Williams.
Yeah, they have playmakers in the back end of that defense, and Keith Patterson knows how to get the most out of them. We talked about it before. He's not going to motivate. He's going to inspire. And the Utah State Aggies tonight are inspiring me the way they're playing.
Still on his feet. That's Devin Tompkins.
Oh, wow.
I say he's down. Elbow hit. Hey, we're right back here in just a few days. Tennessee Tech in town to take on Utah State right here on Facebook. 8 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Thursday game for Utah State. So it's a short week. And then they'll host Air Force a week from the following Saturday. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous time of year in northern Utah.
It's unbelievable. It's beautiful out here. This scenery, this stadium, the students, the fans, they packed the house tonight.
That pass complete. Again, it's Columby, the quarterback for Utah State, the redshirt freshman who is giving Jordan Love the rest of the night off. Love 159 passing yards, a touchdown, and an interception. I think the coaches will say, though, that again, he wasn't as consistent as they wanted him to be.
Right. A few plays there, and these are valuable reps for Columbi. He gets in the game, gets to execute the offense, run the scheme, the system, and he's only a redshirt freshman.
More running room off that right side of the line. It's Trey Miller, sophomore from St. George, Utah. Chance to get deep into the bench. Give those starters the rest of the night off with the short week. Just moving that pile. 8 yards on first down.
Changing it up front as well. Our man Quinn Ficklin's taking a break. He's out for the night, drinking some Gatorade, probably Facebooking his family members back for watching the game.
Utah State now, I think they want to keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving a bit. A little recap of this one. Utah State kicked a couple field goals to take a 6-0 lead. And New Mexico State actually took a early lead, 7-6. Pass incomplete. And Utah State responded with a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Savon Scarver and haven't looked back since. Second out of 10 after the incomplete pass.
Jerry says, oh, here comes another TD. Let's see if Columbi can produce. You know, as a redshirt freshman, I was only holding on field goals and extra points. I wasn't getting valuable snaps in the game.
Good work from Columbi getting his first game action. Sat out last season as a redshirt. His dad Henry played at Ole Miss, so it runs in the family. Third down and 11. Now, one small victory for New Mexico State, even though they're going to drop to 0-3, is the fact that the road uniforms finally showed up, and just in time for the flight here. They were thinking they might have to wear crimson tops in this game because the jerseys hadn't arrived yet. And they had to wear their home uniforms last week at Minnesota, and Minnesota had to get a waiver from the Big Ten to wear white uniforms at home.
Quick screen. You know, and I think, Chris, New Mexico State, they've had their toughest 3 opponents early in the season, these last 3 weeks. They'll be fine this year. Doug Martin's a good head coach. He'll get these guys on track. They have some winnable games coming up. This is a tough Utah State football team. I mean, they're good on all 3 facets: offense, defense, and special teams.
Are we going to get another 50-plus yarder from Dominic Eberle? He's already 5 of 5. And he's got this one again. That ties the NCAA record for points from a kicker. He has 24 points in this game.
Mr. Automatic.
Well, let's take a look back to week 1 and the Mountain West Players of the Week. Eberle, there's no question in my mind he's going to be the special teams player of the week this week.
Jesse Kurtz in the Mountain West Network studio here with your Mountain West Football Players of the Week for week 1. The offensive player of the week is Cole McDonald from Hawaii. The sophomore quarterback completed 30 of 41 passes for 428 yards and 6 touchdowns in a 59-41 win over Navy. The 6 touchdown passes are the most by a Mountain West quarterback since 2015. McDonald is the first Mountain West quarterback to throw for at least 400 yards in back-to-back games since 2014. The defensive player of the week is Tyler Horton from Boise State. The senior cornerback made 4 tackles and recovered 2 fumbles, both of which he returned for touchdowns in Boise State's 56-20 victory at Troy. The 2 fumble returns for scores ties an FBS single-game record. The special teams player of the week is Jaron Bryant from Fresno State. The junior defensive back returned 2 blocked field goals for touchdowns in the Bulldogs' 79-13 victory over Idaho, both of which occurred in the second quarter, helping Fresno State become just the 5th team in FBS history to block 2 field goals in the same quarter. This Mountain West Football Player of the Week has been brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, the official credit union of the Mountain West. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Jesse Curtis.
How about Dominic Eberle tying an NCAA record with 24 points? It's the most points by a kicker in an NCAA football game. He's the first player in school history to kick 3 50-plus yard field goals. 3 of them came from 51 yards. Also has a 44-yarder, a 32-yarder, and a 21-yarder.
I mean, that's what separates this Utah State football team from other teams. When you have a special teams guy in Eberle that gives you 24 points in one single game, that's enormous, Chris. I mean, that's where you're talking about a 9-win football team compared to a 5 or 6-win football team. These guys are at the next level.
Guys, I'm monitoring the comments, and I just want to say tons of votes coming in to make Eberle the player of the game. Bruce, I don't know if you've changed your tune since then, but you can see them all here. They're voting. We are keeping track of that. Remember to vote for who you want to see as Facebook player of the game. I also just want to say thanks to everyone for all the suggestions. As Chris mentioned, we are staying here to do the Utah State game on Thursday. I'll be staying in Logan looking for suggestions, things to do. Aggie ice cream, tons of good stuff. Morty's, I'm making a list, guys.
Well, Utah State, they've earned the ice cream tonight. This defense, I mean, every facet, defense, offense, special teams, and that's Adewale Adeoye on the fumble recovery.
Adeoye, he's all over the joint tonight. In this defense, like you talked about, it doesn't matter who's in the football game. It's Patterson getting the most out of his players, and they're continue to play hard. Even though it's 60-13, these guys continue to play with that energy.
Another new quarterback in for Utah State. It's Andrew Peasley. And listen, I think run it 3 times and get Eberle out there to try to break the record for most points by a kicker in an NCAA game. He has 24 points. He's tied the record.
Absolutely.
6 field goals, 6 extra points. So even a touchdown, that extra point would give him the record.
I want a field goal. I'm used to cheering for touchdowns, but I want to see this guy continue to put more points on the board.
In fact, back him up. Get a sack. Let him kick from 60. 3 field goals from 50 plus. A flag coming out, 2 of them in fact.
What do you think Eberle's range is? Could he hit a 60-yarder?
I mean, he could have tonight. Those 3 that went through from 51 had a lot to spare.
Face mask, number 19, defense. Penalty be tacked on half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Oh, we don't want penalties like that. We need Eberle to be backed up.
Well, the way this thing's going, he might get a couple more cracks at it. I mean, there's still 6:06 to go. Utah State keeps ripping the ball away from New Mexico State. 5 turnovers by New Mexico State.
You know, we look back at the first half, and this was a football game, and I continue to go back to that roughing the passer that turned the tides. I think that was the play that turned the game for me.
Peasley keeps it, the 3rd string quarterback, out of the 7-yard line.
Peasley's got some wheels.
He's a freshman from Oregon.
You know what's cool this year is I like the new rule about freshman playing is you can play in 4 games and still redshirt.
Good point.
That's huge for colleges.
Where you can get a guy like Peasley some work in games like this, in several games like this, and he'd still be a redshirt freshman next year.
You know,
Look, he's kicking holes in the net.
Look at, he's fired up. He's on fire. He's like LeBron James. You can't miss right now.
Dominic Eberle, if you're just joining us, has tied the NCAA record for most points by a kicker in a game. He scored 24 points, 6 of 6 field goals, 6 of 6 PATs. Beasley keeps it, gets clobbered and lost the ball. New Mexico State has it.
See, that's great to see. New Mexico State gets backed up, continuing to Utah State pound the football on them, but they don't stop. They don't give up, and they find a way to get a turnover right before they're about to score.
It was Timon Laughlin that picked up that fumble. Didn't play in the first game. His dad, Kerry, played at New Mexico State and then 3 years in the NFL. Another new quarterback, Josh Adkins. Let's see, how many quarterbacks is that combined between these two teams? 6. 6 quarterbacks we've seen in this game.
And I just think the reps are invaluable. You know, the coaches watch these guys in practice all the time. You watch them through the summer, through training camp, but to actually get to watch them in some live action, guys show what they really have.
Adkins, a redshirt freshman from Spring Branch, Texas, 6'2", 218. A lot of work tonight for the running back Christian Gibson, who's moving up the depth chart. He looks like a guy that could throw around some weight.
We talked about it the other night with Coach Doug Martin about coaching with his son. And what did he tell us? If he didn't hire him, his wife would kick him out of the house.
Yeah, he said he had to hire him or else he'd have to get a divorce. Because his wife said, "You are hiring our son."
You are giving him a job. He also said, yeah, my kids don't listen to me because I told them, don't get into coaching. And what's he do? He's coaching.
He said, do not, I repeat, do not get into coaching football. He was a left-handed pitcher for Kent State. Flag in the backfield. (60-13), Utah State going to pick up its first victory of the season. Move to 1-1.
Holding, number 77, offense. That penalty's declined. Be third down.
You know, Chris, I don't know if I told you this, but my 5-year-old daughter, Lily, and my 3-year-old son, Roman, then I have a 1-year-old Lincoln. But they're playing soccer now. So I'm their coach. I missed the game today to be here with you, Chris.
How about that? That's incomplete.
I like how they're throwing the ball downfield, though. Take some shots. See what these young guys have at quarterback. Yeah, so I'm coaching soccer. 3-year-olds running around.
That is something I would never want to do. I don't have any kids yet, but I'll tell you one thing, I won't be coaching the soccer team.
Got to get them involved in everything. See what they're eventually good at, what they love.
Devin Tompkins is deep to receive for Utah State, so 3:09 left. Still another chance at NCAA history from Dominic Eberle. Just needs one more point to break the all-time record for most points in a game by a kicker. Utah State will start at the 38-yard line. Our first Facebook player of the game is Gerald Bright. Great game he had, some powerful runs.
Second effort.
14 carries, 134 yards, and a touchdown. And a 51-yarder for a touchdown in this one.
Just give that man a crease, and look what he does with it. This guy has scored in different facets tonight, using his speed, quickness, power.
But he's our co-Facebook player of the game, alongside Dominic Eberle, who, yeah, if you tie an NCAA record, you better get a share of this Facebook player of the game. Dominic Eberle, 6 of 6 field goals, 3 of them from 51.
Guys, I gotta say, there are tons of votes coming in for him. Oh, look at that. That's incredible. One person that chimed in particular, Carmen Romero Eberly. She says, Mom Eberly says, yay to Mr. Automatic. We're guessing that's his mom. You know she's got to be proud of him every day, but this is pretty cool for her to get to see him. And I love when family members get to chime in. That's just something that's absolutely incredible. And again, guys, we got your Instagram pictures. Keep those coming. Hashtag NMSTVSUSU. That's been so fun. Speaking of family, look at this. MKN Kennedy family. 11 p.m. in Washington, D.C. and still cheering on the Aggies. Those little girls are adorable. Kirsten Morley, watching the game while putting the kids down for bed is not a good idea because we keep scaring the kids with all the touchdowns. I've done that with my dog before. She definitely thought things have, really gone off the rails when you're yelling about a touchdown. And then Diva 818 Bear says, "Let's go Utah State." I'm a sucker for dogs in gear. I don't know what it is. Diva's got for Bear's got like 3 different angles, and we got a cat here. Torty Spitz says, even Alex loves USU Aggies. A lot of hashtags there. Hashtag cat, hashtag Instacat. I love it.
That is very hashtag happy.
Yeah.
2:54 to go. Kristen's in no rush. She's here all week. We'll be here for the Thursday game as well against Tennessee Tech. We'll have that for you right here on Facebook.
Look at New Mexico State's defense still flying around making tackles. It's cool to see Eberly's family chime in, on Facebook.
It's a good thing about these games is we get to hear from family members, friends, and once we hear that we've got a family member watching, we can call your friend or your son or your nephew out and put them on the screen for you.
Well, it's huge, too, because as family members, you can't always make the football games, especially if it's an away game. And I know my parents would try to find my games while I was playing. And a lot of times you can't find them, so you're tuning in different radio stations. Well, now Facebook Live Stadium, that's what they give us, which is awesome.
I was trying to find a college football game on the radio on the drive here from Salt Lake City, and I had no luck.
Iowa State.
They got the Utah Utes pregame show. That's about all I could find on the AM dial. Columby, the quarterback, Henry Columby, the redshirt freshman, his first action, 2 of 3, 9 yards. And again, Eberly, he just can't wipe that smile off his face. And this is the greatest night of his life.
That's awesome. There's no better feeling.
And the fans are chanting one more kick, because he has tied the NCAA record for points in a game by a kicker. One more, even if it's just a PAT, and he'll have the record all to himself.
I mean, the way he's been kicking, just line him up right now. Let him go for it. They're going for it. Come on, go for it. Coach Yost, Coach Wells.
Under a minute to play now, and Doug Martin has said numerous times that this Utah State program, this is what he wants his program to be. He emulates what they are, which is a physical football team that you just don't want to play. A consistently solid, fundamentally sound team. He said that before the bowl game. He said that before this game. And a humbling loss after that bowl victory. New Mexico State, first season as an independent. They were in the Sun Belt, and look, they're going to play Liberty 2 times, and that's more about Liberty than about New Mexico State. That's the NCAA giving Liberty a waiver to play one team twice because it's their first year here in transition, moving up to FBS play. It's the first time 2 Division I teams have played 2 regular season games in the same season since '98 when UMass and UConn played. It's going to be a home and home, and they're punting.
Well, we talked about it before the game, too. Doug Martin's in a tough spot. I mean, he's the only school in the country to come back and enter the 2018 season without its leading passer, leading receiver, leading rusher, and leading tackler. I mean, that's a hard job.
Extremely. And he had a special bunch last year. And they're just a different team right now. I mean, they're not anywhere near the level that they were a season ago. But got a 4-year extension, They're happy with what he did last season, as they should be. First bowl win in 57 years. Got a ton of national attention, positive attention at that. And might be a down year, but he certainly likes the way things are moving. And people love, as we mentioned at the outset, people love coaching with him and playing for him.
And I wouldn't count him out yet. I mean, he'll start out this season 0-3, but I think the games he has in front of him are winnable, more matchable opponents for the team he has. So, you know, I wouldn't count him out this year.
O.J. Clark on the reception. Stayed on his feet, gets out of bounds. With 7 seconds left in this game.
What do you call right here, Chris? You throwing it or you just handing it off?
I think I'm handing it off. I'm getting on the bus, getting to the plane, getting back to Las Cruces.
He's going to throw it. Get this quarterback another rep. Oh.
It's a handoff, and that's how it ends. Clock stops with 2 seconds left. Now, New Mexico State could call a timeout if they wanted to, but hey, it's a hometown person on the clock, so let it go, and that's all she wrote. 60-13, Utah State in a rout.
Impressive ball game. We came in knowing Utah State has it on all three phases of the football: offense, defense, special teams. We saw it tonight. Doesn't matter if you have a special teams coordinator or not. These guys are going to make plays. It was cool to watch tonight. I expect big things out of Utah State this year, and that guy right there, Coach Wells, because he's laser focused to the end, even though it's 60-13. Fun game to watch, and I give my hat off to Doug Martin and his crew. They didn't give up. He's a great guy to play for and coach for, and their season's not out just yet.
Dominic Eberle tying the NCAA record with 24 points in the game. Tied for the most ever by a kicker in one game. 6 field goals, 3 of them 50-plus. Savon Scarver, a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Also a defensive touchdown for Utah State. They didn't get the win at Michigan State. They didn't feel good about the 0-1 record, but they're in the win column, and there will be plenty more where that came from. For Kristen Balboni, Bruce Gradkowski, and our entire crew, thank you for watching here in Logan.